right, here we go, everybody. The PapaGeno's Q&A 2022, a month into 2023. I am very late on this one. This was supposed to be like a celebration of, I think, the 4-year. It's been 4 years. I think it was 2018, so 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 4-year anniversary of the PapaGeno's Forest Maze Discord server. This was supposed to be kind of my, thank you to everybody who's in the Discord server and all the admins and mods and stuff who do everything for it. So thank you guys. But yeah, I was supposed to do this back in October, and I am unbelievably behind schedule here, obviously. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna go through it here. Basically, what this is people in the Discord could go to this thread and post a question for me, and I said I would film it and answer it. And again, I was supposed to do this back in October of last year, so we are late. We were very late, but we're gonna get through it today. All right, so let's jump into it. And I haven't read any of these. I've read none of these, so this is my first time clicking on this thread page. So we're just gonna go through it, and yeah, okay. What do you think? Actually, I'll pull it down here because I can tell my head's gonna be in the way of the questions here. Okay. Hi, PapaGeno's. Hello. It's not really a question, but cool. Okay. What do you think of bug snacks? I vaguely know about the game. I know people talk about it in the Discord server. I've seen it, I think, other places online, people talking about it. I don't know if it's like a meme or a joke that game's good, or if it's like a really bad game and people are just, it's amazing, it's my favorite game. Because I really haven't looked into it. People have told me I should play it though, but I have not. Have you ever played Silent Hill? Yes, I have. I have played Silent Hill. Yeah, it's a cool series. I like, as far as, I mean, there was a lot of spooky horror games back on the PlayStation. Parasite Eve, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Yeah, I played all those over time. I was never a huge Silent Hill fan, but it is a cool series. I personally tend to prefer horror movies to horror games, but I still like horror games. Cool thing about Silent Hill is I know it's based on Centralia, which is, if you don't know what it is, it's really cool. Look it up. It's a town in, I think, Pennsylvania. It was like a mining town, and a fire started in the underground mines that were underneath the town, and they had to evacuate the whole town. And something about I don't know if it's like methane gas or whatever, that was in the mines that caught on fire, is supposed to burn until I don't know what the date is. It's 2070, or maybe it's even 2500 or something crazy like that. That it's just going to burn underneath the town for a long time, and no one's allowed in the town. Centralia is a forbidden city. You're not allowed to go in it. Just a ghost town, because there's craters in it, and smoke rises up from it, and sometimes cave-ins happen. You can just be walking down the street and it could just cave in. You fall into this, inferno mine, basically hell underneath the city. So and because of the burning, there's smoke everywhere in the town sometimes. So yeah, Silent Hill is based on that abandoned town with lots of fog everywhere and stuff. Pretty cool. I actually think the next season of Stranger Things, this is just my own personal theory, if you're caught up on Stranger Things, don't say too much of a spoiler, but I get the feeling that Hawkins might be somewhat, they might pull from, because I know sometimes they pull from real life kind of paranormal or weird event type stuff. I think Hawkins is going to be kind of a Centralia next season, or they're going to maybe explain away what's going on with Hawkins as it's a earthquake caused a fire under the town, we need to evacuate everybody out of it. That's what's going on. I could see it pulling a lot from what happened with Centralia in real life. So long-winded there, got off on tangents, get used to that. I do that a lot. But yes, I have played Silent Hill. It's a pretty cool series, not my favorite, but cool series. Okay, if you could go back to the days of pre-Ultimate Spec and relive all your favorite moments for the first time all over again, would you? Yeah. I mean, I think anybody who says they wouldn't go back in time and get to relive their life is, I can't imagine not doing that, not saying yes to that, unless you had a really bad life. I don't know. But yeah, I'd love to relive the Smash Ultimate moments. I mean, would I get to go back with the knowledge I have now? Because then I'd know everything, which would make, being being a leaks and rumors channel a little more fun, I guess. But with what I could do with that knowledge and knowledge of just like knowledge of your own life, like knowing where your life's going or what happened in your life, be able to prepare for stuff or kind of change things to your own liking. Yeah, I mean, I go back in time with the knowledge I have now. If it was just I get like just I forget everything that happened and I just have to relive all that. I mean, if that happened, I wouldn't know. I already lived it once. If that just happened to me, if I just went back in time to myself but didn't have any of the knowledge and relived all of it, it would just happen again, and I would probably just do the same things because I'd be the same person. So yeah, of course I would do that. Hi, PapaGeno's of Forest Maze fame. Wow, I'm famous in the Forest Maze. Cool. What is your favorite fish? I don't know if I have a favorite fish. I never really had fish. My dad had a fish tank for a little while, but that was after I had already, I was older and they weren't like my fish. I just saw them every once in a while. I've never had fish. I've gone fishing a couple times, but I can't remember when the last time I did that. It was at least 10 plus years ago. See, I'm not like a big fish person. And if you mean like eating, I don't really eat that much meat. So I think I've tried fish a couple times. I don't really like seafood that much. Like I eat very little meat and mostly just like chicken. I'm not a big meat eater person. I've had other stuff. Like I've had some weird stuff. Like I had alligator one time. I've had bear. I've had deer. But I'm not big. Like generally, I could go 6 months easily, and probably the only meat I'd eat was like chicken occasionally or something. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite fish is. I'm trying to think of something just to give you something. I don't know. Sorry. Hi, PapaGenos. When is your Fortnite Icon Series collab happening? I don't really like Fortnite. I don't really care for it. I played it when like it first was when like it was like PUBG and Fortnite were like really big because it was like battle royale games were big. But I never got into Fortnite, so probably never. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. I've never been a big shooter game guy. Like shooters usually don't pull me in. I like some of them, and I can definitely appreciate them for what they are. I know some people like first-person shooters are their favorite, or third-person shooters are their favorite, or whatever. They were never that big to me, so I don't think Fortnite was ever going to capture my attention too much. But I find the series kind of bland looking, to be honest. Which is fine. Like if people like it, totally fine. I'm not ragging on it in any way, but it's just definitely not for me. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that one. Okay, I'll pull things up here a little bit. If you could add one stage from Smash or Nickelodeon AllStar Brawl to Multiverses, which one would it be? Oh man, I gotta think about that. Stage from Smash. Alright, so it's Smash stages, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl stages to Multiverses. So it's kind of like it probably wouldn't be a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl stage. They were just okay stages. So I'm trying to think of Smash. There's like an interesting stage that I'd put in Multiverses. Hyrule Temple comes to mind. Maybe it's something else, but Hyrule Temple comes to mind. It's a really cool stage. I've always liked it. And I'm not like a competitive guy, so I like wacky, fun stages. So I'd probably put that in Multiverses and just for the nostalgia of it. There might be a better series, though. If I thought more about it, there might be something that's like, yeah, I'd like that better in Multiverses specifically because it would make more sense. But, yeah, I don't know. And maybe actually, with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl in mind, maybe one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stages and get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Multiverses because I feel like they fit there because I never to me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was just this cartoon show from when I was a kid that also had movies and action figures and games and stuff. It was never heavily associated with Nickelodeon to me, so they feel like guest characters in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl to me, growing up with them the way that I did. So Multiverses, which is more like just a crossover of stuff from all over the place, getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there, I think would feel fitting to me. It would feel like, yeah, sure, why not? So maybe one of those stages if we're talking like enhanced Multiverses itself. But the stage that comes to mind is just Temple because it's such a classic Smash stage. I don't know. Maybe there's a better one. I'd have to have all the stages in front of me and think about it for a while. All right, who is your most wanted character for Multiverses that hasn't already been data mined? Ooh, tough one. Gandalf is definitely up there. Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd, I really want. Willy Wonka, I really want. I think that would be really cool. Willy Wonka, I really want. That's what I said. Um, yeah, so Gandalf, but he's sort of data mined, even though they seem to be, he may be shelved or they're trying to get negotiations or whatever. But yeah, AVGN, Willy Wonka. Oh, Tom from Toonami, I really want. I mean, I could keep going. Aqua Teen Hunger Force would be really cool to get. I mean, when it comes to Smash, I had three characters that I basically decided on were like, all right, I absolutely love these games. These are characters I personally like have a lot of affiliation with. Love to get them, and those were Little Mac, Gino, and Banjo Kazooie. Um, but I could probably name like 20 other characters I want for Smash. When it comes to multiverses, it's like such a wide pool. I have not chosen my like three characters I really want. Gandalf because he's data mined and because I really like Lord of the Rings. I kind of picked him as my new Gino here. But like I said, I listed like 5 or 6 characters for you guys. Other than that, I could probably end up with like 20 that I pretty much equally would think would be really cool and I'd want a lot in the game. But I need to look through a big list. I'll make a video at some point about my most wanted multiverses characters. I'll try to do that sooner rather than later. But before we get too many characters just rolling out here, but yeah, it's tough because the pool of characters is so big. Who is the best of the impractical? Wait, who is the best of the Impractical Jokers? Who is it? Tough call. I feel like the way the show works so well is because they all play off each other well, which is why it's a real bummer that Joe left. I really hope Joe comes back, but because like I really like seeing. Sale has so many phobias and stuff. He's fun to watch get punished. Murr seems to care about his image and everything the most, so it's fun to watch him get punished because he seems to get embarrassed the easiest. Like Sale seems most afraid of stuff. Murr gets embarrassed the easiest. Q feels like maybe the funniest in like a comedian way. Like I think he comes up with funny stuff on the spot. And Joe, or like if they're writing for each other, like making the PowerPoints and stuff. I feel like Q is probably the one coming up with the funniest material there. And Joe was the one who would do the craziest stuff, and he was probably the funniest in my opinion. I'd probably say Joe is my favorite. I also met Joe one time. So one time I saw the Impractical Jokers like live in like a stage thing, but I was just in the audience. But before that, quite a few years ago, 2015, I think it was. Impractical Jokers were at Comic-Con New York, and I went to Comic-Con New York. I tried to go to their show that they had there, but if you've ever been to Comic-Con, it is really hard to get into stuff. If you don't have your whole day planned and you don't know the layout of the place and you don't know to be like at least an hour beforehand standing in line to get into any of these things, it's tough to actually get into them. So I tried to get to the Impractical Jokers, it was sold out. But then I was just walking around New York Comic-Con with my cousin. We were dressed as, I said Gandalf before. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. The Hobbit movies were fairly fresh then, and me and my cousin went as two of the dwarfs. We like cosplayed the dwarf characters, and we were walking around, and I spot Joe just walking around like the floor of Comic-Con, and Joe was with, I think it was, I don't know if it was niece and nephew or his nephew or something like that. I think that's who it was. And maybe his brother-in-law. I didn't realize it at the time, but if you know Impractical Jokers, if you know the episode where Murr is the piñata and the big dude comes over and hits him for saying something about his wife, who I think was Joe's brother-in-law. I think that was the guy he was with, and I'm guessing these are that guy's kids. But anyway, Joe, so that was the group, and Joe came over with those kids and wanted to take a picture with me and my cousin and with our costumes. We were also in the area at the time that was like the Weta Workshop, Lord of the Rings stuff area. So I don't know if you thought we were like with the thing or what, but we were just in our cosplays in that area. So I took pictures with his nephew and niece or whatever, and then I asked if I could take a picture with him, and he was like, sure. So I have a picture of me and my cousin with Joe. And that was really cool. It was cool to meet him and stuff like that. Super nice guy. Yeah, very, very, very awesome to have that experience. Because I'm a big Impractical Jokers fan. What was really weird, too, was when I saw Joe and he comes over to me, it's like, you know, you watch the show and you think, like, don't people just recognize these guys? Or wouldn't they think they're just, if they do recognize them, wouldn't they just think they're getting, like, you know, a joke played on them? But honestly, in the moment when he walked over, the last thing in my head was, oh yeah, maybe they would film a Comic-Con episode. No, didn't think that at all. He just walked over, took a picture, and it didn't seem like they were filming anything because it was just him, and he, really felt like he was just going around. Then I watched him, like, go stand in line and buy something from the Weta Workshop place. So, yeah, but in my mind, nothing in my mind said, oh, you should watch out because Joe's approaching you, and you might just, you might get pranked here or something. Didn't even cross my mind until later, so weird. Okay, so yeah, favorite Practical Joker. I'd say Joe because I met him and he's really funny. He might be the funniest one. Does the craziest stuff on the show. Fortunate that he left. Hey, PapaGenos, who is your favorite fast food mascot? Mine is Mac Tonight, followed by Jack in the Box. Oh man, fast food mascots. I don't know. Hamburglar, maybe? I like the Hamburglar. I'll go with Hamburglar. I like Hamburglar because of the Simpsons joke where it's the Krusty Burglar, and it's like he's stealing the burgers, and Homer's pretending to be Krusty, or he's like dressed up as Krusty impersonator for the opening of a Krusty Burger, and he's like, he's stealing the burgers, and he goes over and he starts like beating up the Krusty Burglar guy, and there's this kid that's just like crying, and he's like, stop, he's already dead. It's such a dark joke, but it was funny. It was really funny. All right. Moving on. Papa, have you ever played Hey, Simpson! Whoa, that's weird. Maybe I somewhat saw it in my head before I scrolled down here, but wow. Papa, have you ever played Simpsons Hit and Run? And if so, what are your thoughts on the game? I have played Simpsons Hit and Run. It's fantastic. One of the best Simpsons games, especially growing up on all the really crappy Simpsons like NES and Super NES games. Simpsons Hit and Run was great. It's an awesome little Grand Theft Auto like clone with the Simpsons. Though Simpsons arcade game obviously was great. That was like the only good Simpsons game when I was growing up for a long time. But it was only in arcades, so you only got to play it every once in a while. And then Virtual Springfield was a computer game that, I mean, it's just like a point and click, move around Springfield and go to locations and click on stuff, and there's like inside jokes. But Virtual Springfield was awesome at the time. It's probably really dated now. I bet if I played it now, it'd be like, this game is really bare bones, and all I'm doing is clicking around, looking at stuff. But I remember, I think that came out, it was maybe late elementary school, but definitely in middle school. A lot of my friends, that's when we all started to kind of get like home computers and stuff. And Virtual Springfield, there was like Myst, Virtual Springfield. There might have been a couple other games that like everybody had on their PC when like everybody was starting to get home computers. But Virtual Springfield was one of them, and that was like, it was a really cool game. But yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run, awesome game. Love it, approve of it, great. Hi, PapaGenos. I don't know if you are into Pokemon. I am. If so, who's your favorite Pokemon character? One from the game and one from the anime. Oh, man. My favorite Pokemon. Well, I don't know if you mean character, like if you mean the humans or if you mean the Pokemon themselves. My favorite Pokemon is Scyther and Scizor, like the Scyther line, anyway. Is it Cleavor is the new one? So it was Scyther and Scizor. I mean, Scyther's my favorite. It was my favorite of the originals. I really like Gen 2, though, and I like Scizor a lot as well. I think I like Scyther more than Scizor, but, if I make a team, I use Scizor, generally. And my favorite Eevee is Vaporeon. Those are two of my all-time favorite Pokemon. Charizard's probably my favorite starter. I know it's really vanilla take, but he's probably my favorite. And then if we're talking characters, like human characters, favorite from the games, I mean, most of them overlap, right? I don't know. I'll go with, from the games, I'll go with Blaine, because he was my favorite gym leader back in the day. I really liked fire types back in the day. I chose Charizard, and I made like fire types really my favorite. And I like him I play as Blaine in the Pokemon Puzzle League game, because he goes, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're hot, you're hot. And it like does it. It's really annoying. So I always would play as him to annoy my opponents. And then from the anime, I mean, I will say, when I was a kid, Misty was like probably my early anime waifu crush character for sure. I wanted to go on a Pokemon adventure and have I wanted Ash. I thought Ash was a lucky dude. He got to go on this adventure with this cute redhead chick. I thought that was cool. Play Pokemon with her. I thought that was cool. She was one of my early, probably like waifu anime girl crushes. So I'll say Misty from the anime. PapaGeno's, what is your favorite game from the 2020s so far? Oh man, okay, so we gotta think of when's the cutoff date till now. What has come out since 2020? So 2020 was 2 or 3 years ago now. What games have come out in the last 2 or 3 years that are my favorite? Man, I think I would need to see a list of games. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this past year, my favorite Nintendo game was probably Legends Arceus, but I don't think that was probably my favorite game out of 2020s. What came out the year before that I liked? Oh, man. I don't know. I'm spacing. I'm so spacing on games. So, yeah, I will try to get back to you on that one at some other time. Yeah, I feel like I absolutely need to look at stuff because there's games I'm thinking of, but I'm like, did that come out before 2020 or not? Like, I would need to see a list. I will try to get back to you on that one at some point. All right. If you could pick any character for Papa for a day 3 coming 2023, what character would you choose to take your spot other than Geno, obviously? Banjo-Kazooie, maybe? Or Little Mac. Those are my favorite Smash characters. Geno, Banjo-Kazooie, Little Mac. So there you go. There's my Papa for a day characters. What game have you been interested in playing but never had the chance to do so? There are a couple. I wanted to get into Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, but I didn't. I haven't done that. Monster Hunter is a game series I've never gotten into and wanted to get into. There might be a few others. Those are the ones that come to mind. Those are the ones I was thinking about getting into during Smash speculation, because like Joker got in the game, but I was kind of waiting for Persona 5 to come out on Switch, and then it didn't. So I was going to play Joker's game. Oh, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is another one. I actually think the Smash stuff. I wanted to get into Dragon Quest for a while. Just see what all the hype is about. Because I know it's really big in Japan. Didn't really take off here. But I really like Akira Toriyama's art style. I like good RPG and stuff like that. So I want to see what all the hype is about that series. And I've never really... I've played them a little bit. I played Dragon Warrior on NES. I think I played a couple of them on... like the Game Boy remasters or remakes or whatever here and there. I think I played... Is it 8 on PlayStation 2? I think I dabbled in a little bit. I've never like really sat down and beat one though. I've just like played a little bit of it. Understand that I worked at a retro gaming store that we'd take in trade-in games all the time, and we could just like, if it was slow, just sit there and try out a game. I know for a fact Dragon Quest on one of the Game Boy systems or whatever was a game I popped in one day, and I was like, I'm just going to try to play it a bit. And didn't get super far or anything like that. It didn't hook me enough to want to buy it or anything or keep playing it. But yeah, so there's a lot of games where people are like, have you ever played this? And it's like, yeah-ish. Either I played it over a friend's house growing up, or while I was working at the retro game store for 5 years, a lot of games I just dabbled in because they were just sitting there in the store, like, I'll try this one out. So while there's a ton of games what I would consider I've played them, like I've beaten them or really sat down and played a lot of them, bought them, whatever. There's a bunch of other games. Like, it'd probably be hard to find a big game franchise that I haven't at least played a little bit or tried them out once or twice. So yeah. All right, let's see. If you had the chance to suck the toes of the Mario Bros, which would you choose? It makes me think of, we were talking about Practical Jokers earlier. There's one in Practical Jokers where he's like in public somewhere and he just starts saying, sucking toes, sucking toes. He's like kind of singing it to himself. And the person's like, what the hell? If I had the chance to suck the toes of the Mario Brothers, which would you choose? All right, so this is basically Nah, would you suck the toes? It's would I suck Mario or Luigi's toes? I guess Luigi, because I'm thinking Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. You can see his cool socks, and I imagine he take his shoes off, and I get to see that whole sock, see what's going on there with those cool socks. So I'll choose Luigi just to see the sock, though I'm not particularly looking to suck Mario Bros. Toes. You guys are weird. The internet is weird, whatever. Do you see yourself doing YouTube still a decade from now? It's weird. It's like if I'm 35 right now. I'm an oldie. I'm an old guy. Still got my young girlish looks, but so that would be 45 years old doing YouTube. It's weird. Like in my head when I say, "Wow, I don't know if I'd be doing this at 45," but it's like, I mean, I'll definitely still be playing video games in 10 years. There's no way I wouldn't, like, and the YouTube channel, would I have any reason to really stop doing it? Maybe it would slow down a lot. I'd just start doing it as like a side hobby and stuff. But is there any reason why I would really stop doing this? I can't imagine. I mean, maybe if I got some job that really took all my time, or I started a family. But even then, I feel like I try to do it on the side. So time moves quicker than you think. 10 years can go by faster than I'd want to admit that it probably will. So I imagine I probably will still be doing this. I have no plans to end the YouTube channel, and if it, I don't know, if it came down to it, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'd keep doing it. I try to keep doing it anyway. I don't know what would happen that would make me stop. So yes, I probably will still be doing this a decade from now. Yeah. Do you want to see Light Yagami in Jump Force 2? I don't really play the Jump Force games, but I mean, I do like Death Note, so Light would be cool. So sure. Is he not already in it? Did they go with other characters like L or Ryuk or something? I don't know. Light should be in it, right? He's like the main character of Death Note. Hey, PapaGeno's, Bowser and King DDD are both covered in oil. Who would win in a twerk off? King DDD, because Bowser doesn't really have much of a butt, right? Like it's like a shell, and then the tail, like he doesn't have much to shake there. He really doesn't. He doesn't have a butt. So yeah, King DDD I think would destroy in a twerk off. Do you like Jiren from Dragon Ball Super? He's better in the manga than in the show. The show, I felt like they made Jiren really, really, really bland. Whereas in the manga, he's still kind of bland, but he comes off more like a Superman bland character, where yes, he's bland, but he's also he's that one guy who is just so focused and so determined on his goal, and no distractions and stuff, that he is like, it was more interesting. Like they explained it more. They explained who he was more interestingly than Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Super the anime, which kind of just presented him as being bland. Personally, though, as far as like Dragon Ball Z, Super, Dragon Ball characters go, GT characters go, he's not my favorite. I thought his design was kind of bland. His overall everything about him. I mean, he's just strong for strongness' sake, kind of. So I don't know. He's not my favorite, but I do like Dragon Ball Super. I do like Dragon Ball Super. If you ever had to rebrand yourself, which character game would you choose instead of Geno in Super Mario RPG? Well, when I first made the PapaGeno's name on Smashboards, I was already, for like a year or maybe even 2 years, doing Smash speculation on another Smash forum called Brawl Central, I believe is what it was called, and I don't think that website exists anymore. And I was doing it under the name Little Mac. I was called Little Mac because I wanted Little Mac in the game. The characters I wanted: Little Mac, Banjo-Kazooie, and Geno. I also technically wanted the Koopa Kids, but I wanted the Koopa Kids and Duck Hunt Dog. But I wanted Little Mac more than Duck Hunt Dog as the retro ramp, because I like Punch Out like a lot. I just thought Duck Hunt Dog was really cool. But if I had to further my top wanted characters, it probably would have been Duck Hunt Dog and the Koopa Kids on there as well. But I didn't think the Koopa Kids were possible. I thought Duck Hunt Dog was possible, but I didn't think the Koopa Kids were possible. So when we got the Koopa Kids, I was very, very excited. When we got Duck Hunt Dog, I was very, very excited. But I probably would have been branded as like a Punch Out Little Mac themed thing, I think. Either that or Banjo-Kazooie. But yeah, I actually, when I made when I went to Smashboards and finally broke down and made a username, because I was like kind of lurking there for a long time, but I would post on Brawl Central. But Smashboards was like, it felt too big, like there's too many people there. Brawl Central was more centralized. The forum was smaller, and it seemed like the discussions were easier to have there about character speculation, and people would bring more interesting news. It was easier to filter it. With Smashboards, it was kind of overwhelming to be like, all right, I'm trying to search for like good information on what characters we might get and stuff. And it was I wasn't good at searching around the website for like at least a year and a half before I was like, all right, I'm going to actually make an account here so I can post stuff. But I went to make a Little Mac account. I went Little Mac, username taken, and I was trying to think of something clever about one of the characters that I wanted. And Gino was a character I wanted, and PapaGeno's was with a Gino apostrophe S. PapaGeno's Pizzeria was a pizza restaurant that I loved in my town growing up, and it's a franchise. I think it's only in New England area, but it's a pizza restaurant franchise. And I was like, that's a funny pun. I like that. Gino's like my favorite. One of my favorite characters. I want to get in here. I love Super Mario RPG. Blah 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 blah. So I was like, that's cool. I like that pun. That's a cool username, so I went with that. And then I like that username. When I came up with that username, I liked it so much, I started using it on, like, Nintendo accounts, I think my PlayStation account, like, pretty much anything gaming I did, that became my username. And other things, too. Anything online, I started using PapaGeno's. So, I liked it. I liked it a lot. So, it was a chance occurrence that it even happened. It was just going to be Little Mac. Okay. Hi, PapaGenos. If you were forced to fight a 9-foot-tall muscular bear wearing nothing but jean shorts in a football field-sized arena with no exits to the death, what would your strategy be and why? Okay, am I wearing nothing but jean shorts in a football field-sized arena? Or is the bear wearing them? I guess I'll assume it's me. I'll say, so I have nothing. I have nothing at my disposal. And I'm going to guess... Forced to fight. So do I actually have to fight the thing, or can I like play dead? I would probably play dead. I guess would be my strategy to survive it. If I have to fight it, I'd maybe play dead and then try to blind it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what would you do in that situation? I guess that would be it. Hope the bear is not aggressive, but if I have to fight the thing and I have nothing at my disposal, you play dead to survive, and then, if it's not aggressive, I don't know. I would just stand there and not fight it either. If we're cool with not fighting, bro, I'm not fighting you. But play dead if it comes over. If it's aggressive, play dead. Hope it comes over to me and doesn't attack me, and then if it gets close, thumbs in the eye sockets if I can, and then jump back and hopefully it's blind, and then I can let it bleed out or something. I don't know. What else do you do? How else do you beat a bear? With nothing at my disposal. If I had some sort of weapon or something, maybe I could do something, but I don't think there's any other way to win. All right. Hey, PapaGenos, what are some of your favorite albums of all time? Okay, so favorite albums, music-wise. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack. It's really like one of my favorites. I really do like a lot of music off of there. I'm not like, it's weird. You could talk to me about movies, and I could go. Before I worked at the Retro Game Store, I worked at a Hollywood Video, which was basically a Blockbuster movie rental store for, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 years. I love watching movies. You can talk to me all day about movies. Video games, all day about video games. I have extensive knowledge of video games, extensive knowledge of movies and stuff like that. When it comes to music, though, the third media thing, that's how I think of it anyway. Movies and TV shows, I'll put that in one. Filmed media. But when it comes to music, I have never been. I like music. I like bands, and I like whatever stuff. But I've never been the biggest, broadest range dude. I do like a lot of different music. I think it was because growing up in high school, I hung out with a lot of friends. Like I hung out with friends who were in bands. I hung out with friends who were very into music, and I usually just let them play music while we drove around in cars and stuff. And I'd hear about stuff. I've gone to a ton of concerts and stuff. I used to go to. I went to Bonnaroo one time, but that was with my high school friends who brought me there. I used to go to lots of festivals and stuff, but it was always with friends. Friends would usually bring me to these things. So my own personal music taste has been very much so just influenced by other people. Some of my favorite albums of all time, though, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, literally loved the soundtrack. Lagwagon and Melancholy are probably my favorite off of it. I really liked pop punk back in the day. I also... Dream Theater, I really liked. Prog rock. A friend of mine was way more into that than I am, but opened me up to it and really liked it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think about music stuff that often. Probably I'd have to go look through like my CDs, and be like, oh yeah, right, this. I love listening to this. I love this. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not the biggest music person, despite being exposed to a lot of it. So I don't know. Okay. Hey, PapaGeno's, out of curiosity, but what is your favorite flavor of soup? Mine is chicken noodle soup. I'm not the biggest soup guy. I don't really care for soup, to be honest. Let's go with alphabet soup. Okay, like a noodle soup, some sort of noodle soup is probably the only soup I tend to eat, to be honest. All right, sup, PapaGeno's. What's your honest opinion on Atlas mascot from the hit SMT Persona series of games, Jack Frost, and why he's the perfect pick for a PFAD 3 hashtag Jack Frost for being... In case you don't know him, yeah, I'm aware of him. I see that he's your icon. I am aware of Jack Frost. I was shocked Jack Frost didn't... I was shocked they chose Joker, to be honest, because Jack Frost doesn't. He's in both Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, right? And he kind of would represent Atlas better and stuff like that. So I was shocked it wasn't him, and he feels more like he'd fit Smash more than Joker does. I mean, I'm fine with Joker, but Jack Frost feels more mascot like, to something that would fit better. I do have this. Hold on one moment. I'll go get it. All right. I do have this in box and everything. A friend actually gave me this because they found it in their attic. And they were like, you like video games? You want this? I was like, yeah, it's worth some money too. So I do have a Jack Frost plush. So yeah, I'm a fan of the character, and honestly probably would have picked him over Joker to get into Smash. Though at this point, I always say this: once a character's in Smash, I grow fond of them being in Smash, and I don't want to remove them. But had Joker not gotten in Smash, wind back the clocks, go back in time. Got to pick an Atlas wrapped. I probably would have went with Jack Frost. I'm just very shocked he wasn't. He's not even a spirit or anything in the game, I guess is really what is kind of shocking to me. Hey, PapaGeno's, have you ever watched or read the Dragon Ball series? I have done both. And if so, who is your favorite character? Oh, man. I always like drawing Gotenks, the Goten and Trunks fusion character, and I really liked his wacky attacks because... A couple reasons. Dragon Ball Z, growing up... it was in this really unique place. I don't know if anything is ever going to be able to do this again, unless it's artificially done. Which is that growing up, Dragon Ball Z was on TV, and I hadn't seen Dragon Ball, and the internet was young, but you kind of could find on the internet while you're watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami every week that Japan clearly had a lot more Dragon Ball Z. It was much, much further in Japan. And you saw SSJ3 characters and all this other stuff. and it like blew your mind as you're sitting there waiting for them to get past the Namek saga and actually get to Super Saiyan, Goku, to know just how much is in the future, that GT's coming, that, like, what's Boo like, what's Cell like, you're just waiting for all that stuff. And it made the whole thing, like, it was this really unique experience to be really into the show that kind of just dropped you in the middle of a story, because I hadn't seen Dragon Ball, and I hadn't seen where it's going, but I could kind of like see some hints of where it's going online, but it wasn't easy to like go watch it or know fully where it's going because the internet was young. You couldn't just download episodes from Japan or whatever. It gave the whole series this really mysterious, awesome vibe, and I do remember liking Gotenks before he even showed up in the series, because I liked the SSJ3 characters because they had the long, crazy hair, and you just see little like, GIF images of them on people's like GeoCities websites and stuff like that in the early internet days, and you'd just be like, "Wow, the character looks so cool! I can't wait to see them in the show." Yeah, so I remember like really liking Gotenks, and then when Gotenks actually did show up, one thing I really liked about him was that he had all these wacky, weird attacks, and at that point in Dragon Ball Z, early Dragon Ball Z, you had like Kaioken, Kamehameha, Destructo Disc, Solar Flare. You had all these named specific attacks that did specific things. Like all the characters had very specific attacks. But after like Super Saiyan, Goku fighting Frieza, and then you get into Special Beam Cannon was another one. But when you get into like the Android Saga and Cell, and by the time we got to like Boo and stuff like that, things had really devolved into just they're just throwing energy blast. They're just throwing energy blasts at each other. They're not. The moves don't have specific properties. They're not named. All that stuff, and that's what I liked about it in the early days. It was like, Krillin could do Destructo Disc, and I remember Frieza got hit with Destructo Disc and it cut off Frieza's tail, and I was like, yeah, see, Destructo Disc is like slow, or Frieza's way faster than that or whatever, but if he got hit with it, like, yeah, it's a powerful attack. It cuts through anything. So when Dragon Ball Z like watered itself down to just throwing unnamed energy blasts between the characters and stuff, I got less interested in the show. It seemed less cool. It seemed less like each character had a unique ability they were bringing to the table, or they came up with these cool things they could do. So when Goten showed up and started doing those again, I was like, yeah, cool. That's dope. I do like this character. So yeah, that's the character that comes to mind. But I like a lot of Dragon Ball Z characters. I talked about Krillin. Krillin's cool. Trunks was really cool when he came from the future. Even though I think when Trunks comes from the future in the Android Saga, it kind of marks the decline. Like, the best storyline of Dragon Ball Z is from like late Dragon Ball with the Piccolo stuff to end of Frieza Saga. Is like, that's like perfect. Dragon Ball Z had it. They had it right in there. It's before it turned into, just devolved into laser blasts and powering up into new forms all the time. But it wasn't the comedic early days of Dragon Ball either. It was a Dragon Ball Z fighting show, late Dragon Ball, early Dragon Ball Z. It's my favorite era. Okay, can you say #free Kian? I just did. I remember that was a thing people used to post all the time. Okay, hey Papa, if you were given the chance, would you voice act in the Mario movie? If yes, then who would you like to voice as? I would totally voice act in the Mario Brothers movie. I mean, if we can get Geno in the movie, obviously I would love... Nintendo ever came to me and was like, hey, we're doing Geno in this thing, you want to do the voice of him because you're so known for Geno? I'd be like, yeah, definitely. Though I wouldn't do my own voice. I'd definitely try to make probably a more serious voice. I don't know what I'd come up with for Geno. But I would take it seriously, and I would try to think of something. Good. It's funny. I can definitely do voices, but like right now I just have the camera rolling, and I'm trying not to edit this one at all. When I'm put on the spot, it's like I can't just do a voice out of nowhere. So I'd have to practice. Come up with a voice. Okay. Howdy, Papa. You ready for Luigis Mansion 4 someday? Because it's going to be epic. I totally am. Luigis Mansion 3 was great. I loved, was it Dark Moon on 3DS was good too. The original's great. So yeah, Luigis Mansion 4, whenever we get it, totally ready for it. Yeah, Luigis Mansion games are great. Hey, PapaGenos, have you ever... Actually, one more thing about Luigis Mansion. If there is like a Switch Pro or a new Switch or something, Luigi's Mansion was the like launch title of the GameCube, so it would be cool if Luigi's Mansion 4 was a launch title for the next big Nintendo console. It'd be cool to see that happen. We've had Zelda games be launch titles. Usually they've been on the past system and the new system. If had Mario games launch titles, it'd be cool to have another Luigi's Mansion game as a launch title. Have that happen again. Okay. Hey PapaGenos, have you ever thought about a revamped moveset for older? You ever thought about a revamped moveset for older characters in Smash? If so, you got any ideas or a potential video idea in general? I would love to revamp Little Mac because I like him so much and I don't like how he plays. I don't think there's any reason to make him the can't fight in the air, can't get back on the stage character. I don't see the reason for that to be his thing. I guess it's because boxers get all their power from the floor. Like it's a twisting motion with your feet and your up through the hips and everything into a punch. But Little Mac is shorter than all his opponents in Punch-Out and literally has to jump to hit them all the time. So he fights in the air. He's like the one boxer that does fight in the air. So I don't know why that was a thing with him. Personally, if I revamped him, I'd probably give him... I would say something like... If I had done Little Mac, his trailer would have said something about, his reveal trailer would have said something about he's beaten the, Video World Circuit Championship and he's learned some moves from all his opponents and now he's bringing them to Smash. And I would have just given him like the Bull Rush from Bald Bull, the like a spinning move from Super Macho Man. Like I would have just given him, they didn't have to be like wacky moves. Like he doesn't have to have Great Tiger's disappearing move or Aaron Ryan's like cheating moves or anything like that. But I would have given him just good boxing, like the interesting wacky boxing moves from Punch-Out, and just said that, after he beat all those characters, he's now learned their strategies and he's bringing them to Smash. I don't see anything wrong with that. And then you didn't have to make him a character that's the gimmick is that he's bad at stuff. like what other character's gimmick is they're bad? Like Little Mac is bad in the air. Is there another character that's like, oh yeah, they're bad at special moves. They're bad at no. Like why did you have to do that? Doesn't make sense. I don't like it. I think maybe the idea is that he's an underdog character in his games. It's an uphill battle for him. The opponent is way stronger than him. But if you get really good, if you can time his counter moves correctly. If you can time his star punches correctly, which is KO punches in Smash, get that meter up or whatever, you can win the battle. If you got to work really hard at it, you're the underdog. So maybe Sakurai was trying to represent that in Smash, but frankly, I'd rather have the character I want to play as be, decent. So, and I'd rather have more references to Punch-Out in his moveset. Right now, he pretty much fights like a boxer character, whether he was from Punch-Out or not. But where Little Mac doesn't have that many attacks in Punch-Out, that's kind of part of the idea. He just dodges, gut punches, face punch, and star punch. The meters and super Punch-Out. There's not much else besides that. But still, his stage is also very basic. His stage is just a boxing ring, but if it was just... they revealed his stage before they revealed him, and people were arguing that he wasn't coming because the stage was just a Smash-themed boxing ring, so it's not a Punch-Out boxing ring. They then revealed it is a Punch-Out boxing ring, but it doesn't have any of the Punch-Out characters on it. That would have been huge to have the Punch-Out characters in the background. Every time you load onto the stage, it could have been a different boxer. You could have King Hippo or Bald Bull or something standing there semi in the background, like punching forward and hitting your character as you're fighting in the foreground or something. I don't know. Could have been cool stuff to do with that stage, but I don't mind it being a basic stage, but it is kind of a bummer when the stage is really basic. Little Mac is really basic. Like it feels more like it's just boxing and not Punch-Out isn't Smash. So yeah, I would rework Little Mac, give him Punch-Out moves, give him Punch-Out character moves. All right. Hey Papa, is the One Piece real? I've watched the first couple episodes of One Piece, and it was on Toonami, which did it was a terrible dub. I know it's known for being censored and awful. And I'm also aware the series has 8,000 million episodes, and I feel like I'm way too behind to ever catch up on it. I'm vaguely aware that the One Piece is some treasure, and there's a whole thing about is it actually a tangible thing they can get, or is it just like the friends we made along the way? Supposedly the series creator said no, it's a thing, it's something, like they'll get to it. So I guess it's real. If the series creator said it's real, it's real. But I don't know the series super well. Hey, boss man. Hey, boss man. If you had an unlimited budget to make something, what would it be? Ooh. I would have to weigh what I want to do with an unlimited budget. There are a few things I would like to do. I would love to make a movie. Something I want to do for a very long time is make a real movie or whatever. I feel like I could do a decent one, but I don't have an idea for a movie off the top of my head. I have some like nuggets of ideas, but I don't have an idea. If I had an unlimited budget, though, I'd probably come up with one. I'd also love to make a video game, but the thing is, with a movie, I feel like I could do a good job with a movie. I know enough about movies, I know enough about filming and stuff that I feel like I could do a good job making a script, coming up with a cool story, coming up with cool visuals, camera work, adding really cool layers of detail to the scenes and how to convey emotion and stuff through all that stuff, like cinematography and stuff. I know enough about that. I feel like I could do a good job with it. Whereas video games, while I love them, I do not know that much about game design and stuff like that. I know what I like in video games, but I don't know if I couldn't program it. I can draw pretty good, so I could probably come up with a concept art. I could come up with a good idea for a video game. I could be the ideas guy, but like anything to do with programming or setting up the right systems or whatever for a game, I don't know how good I would be at doing that. But I do have a really cool idea for a video game that I want to do. I was almost going to make a video on Halloween, actually, where I was going to go into detail about this game idea I have. But basically the game it's a driving game, but it's you drive at, I won't get too into this because I might actually make a whole video on this, but it's a driving game. You drive at night over like a map. You'd probably select from like different large open world maps. There'd probably be a few different ones, like a New England foresty mountains town, a Nevada desert highway area, seaside Washington foresty area or whatever, and you drive from, like, let's say 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., something like that. You drive one night, like it would be, you select it and you play at night, and it is a paranormal, cryptid, supernatural encounters video game. So the whole point of it would be you drive around, you just drive kind of aimlessly, but every session, every night, the game has randomly assigned a few like random events that are happening that night, and you might run into them or you might not. And you drive around, because I love the aesthetic of driving at night in like a spooky area. I do it all the time. Like, I'll drive around the woods, I'll drive around on the highway at night and stuff like that. It's kind of spooky, and there's a lot of paranormal stories about people seeing a UFO or seeing Bigfoot on the side of the road, or a skinwalker chasing their car, or there was a ghost in the middle of the road, or there's so many cool paranormal scenarios that you could run into. So each map would have, let's say, like 100 or 50 paranormal scenarios, some of which would be like, it has to be raining, and obviously there'd be weather mechanics on the map. It has to be a full moon. Sometimes when you load in, it would be a full moon night, so that random event is occurring at this spot, so you got to drive over there to get it, but you don't know that. And you could stop in gas stations and diners and stuff. It'd be mostly empty highway, talk to people, and they give you clues about what event might be happening that night and stuff like that. But it'd be about encountering those encounters, surviving them. I think you'd be stuck in the car the whole time, or if you could get out of the car, it would be limited how far away from the car you could go. Encountering those encounters and then surviving them. And if you survive the night, you then get like a National Enquirer's newspaper article of your encounter that you survived, and you get paid for having the encounter. You get it like, it checks off your, let's say there's like 100 to get through, it checks it off, but you get a little bonus for encountering it. So if you double up on encounters, it's still worth doubling up, because you'll get paid for selling the story that you encountered to this paranormal newspaper place. I'm going way off here. I'm really explaining the whole thing. Sorry. And you would also get money for other things. There'd be like you could pick up a hitchhiker and bring them somewhere. Maybe they're a serial killer and it's an event. Maybe they'll kill you or something like that. But maybe just bring them somewhere. Maybe you get a police radio and they'll pay you to do patrols for them or something. And you have to just patrol this area tonight, and we'll pay you if you can get through the whole area. Maybe you have to make a delivery. You have your truck driver guy or whatever, and you can put it in the back of your truck, and you got to go from this gas station to this farm and drop off this thing or something. And you might hit an encounter on your way, you might not, but you can get money that way too. And money would be for like car repairs and maybe outfits for your character and blah blah blah. There'd be reasons to do it. Might be gas in the game. Just to maintain your vehicle and stuff every night, driving at night. But that's my idea. It's a horror paranormal driving at night game. I have a bunch of other specific ideas for it. I won't go any further than that though. Maybe the encounters, maybe you'd have to take a picture. If you could take a picture, if you buy a camera, take a picture. And those National Enquirer things at the end would have the picture of the creature or whatever you encounter, the ghost. But if you didn't take a picture, it's worth doing that encounter again, because if you get the picture, it checks off, did the encounter, got the picture, survived it. There'd be all these things to each of these random encounters. So yeah, that's the idea. But let's move forward, because I can make a whole video on that cool idea. But yes, if I had an unlimited budget, I would maybe make that game. A movie is probably what I do, but I'd maybe make that game just because it's a very fleshed out idea I have. But I know nothing about making games. So if anybody out there is watching this and knows how to make games and thinks that's a cool idea, wants to collab on that, hit me up. Okay. Hi, PapaGenos. Who would you want to add to Jump Force 2? Personally, I'd want Yamato. I don't know One Piece characters from One Piece. I don't know who's in Jump Force 2 and who isn't. So that's tough for me to say. What animes? My favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop, so I'll say Spike. Though anyone from Samurai Champloo, Mujin or Jean would be great. Also characters. I probably Spike's cool. Vicious is cool. I think Mujin or Jean would have a cooler fight. I want to play as them more because they fight cooler. Spike's, he fights cool. He has all his cool Jeet Kune Do, kung fu moves or whatever, and his gunplay. But I feel like Mujin would be really cool. He's a cool sword fighter. Do you fart out your butt or your mouth? Out my butt. Yeah, I'm a butt farter. That's generally how I do it. Is a burp a mouth butt? Is a burp a mouth? Is a burp a mouth fart? I clearly have been filming for a while here, and we're not even halfway through it. We have a lot to film, a lot to go. So I'm a butt farter. Would you survive 5 Nights at Freddy's? I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. I've played it a few times. It was all right, pretty cool concept. So yeah, I like the game. Cool concept, cool aesthetic to the haunted Chuck E. Cheese area and stuff. In real life though, how because it's just about watching the monitors, but couldn't I just kind of sit back and look at all the monitors at the same time? I don't know what's preventing them from killing me in real life. Locking the door or something. Maybe I just have a weapon. I wouldn't even look at the monitors and just wait and bash the thing. I don't know. Did you play any of the old Disney MMOs of the day, like Toontown or Club Penguin? I did not. I did play MMOs back in the day. I played WoW. A few other MMOs. I played, was it Star Wars Galaxies? Phantasy Star Online. Probably a few other ones, a few smaller online ones. But Toontown, Club Penguin, I did not play either of those, no. I know of them. I was aware of them, but I didn't play them. They were kind of I was, like I said, I'm 35, so by the time Toontown and Club Penguin came out, I was older, at least in high school, if not far past it, so I was never going to play those ones. Hey, Papa, I feel music and video games are truly something special. If you had to think on it, who would be your favorite video game composer? Ooh, that's tough. I don't know if I know composer names off the top of my head. I definitely know some composer names, but I'm drawing a blank. Most of them are Japanese names, and I don't retain retain foreign names easily here. And my mind's gone off on so many tangents already. I don't know. Who's the person who did the Chrono Trigger music? I love Chrono Trigger's soundtrack. I'll go with that guy. I know he was like new to Square at the time when they let him do the be the composer for Chrono Trigger, and he did a phenomenal job. So I'll go with him. Hey, PapaGenos, what's your opinion on rhythm games such as Rhythm Heaven or Parappa the Rapper, or Jammer Lammy, or Guitar Uman, or yeah, I like rhythm games. I actually think Punch Out, one of my favorite games, I kind of count it as somewhat of a rhythm game because it's about you figure out the pattern of the opponent, and then it's about like keeping the pace and doing the rhythm right to reacting, but doing the rhythm right. And rhythm games are generally reaction games. So yeah, I like them. I think they're cool. Underrated genre. I wish it was more popular. Actually, I wish they got more games. Hey Papa, I've seen you interact quite a lot with the Forest Maze account on Twitter. For anyone who doesn't know, it's an account that captures a lot of memorable moments in the server's history, good or bad. Wanted to know what you think about it. I think it's an awesome time capsule in the making, especially after what happened last month. So last month, I'm assuming, because this was probably from October, yeah, it is from October 10, 13. So in September, I guess, or it was either late August or early September, I know the whole Discord server got attacked because someone who used to have admin privileges a long time ago still had the keys to the kingdom basically, and went in and deleted a bunch of stuff. So we lost a lot of old pages and stuff, which is just that was a dick thing to do. If you don't like me and you want to destroy it, I get not liking me personally if you don't, but there's a lot of people who had a lot of stuff posted there. It was just mean to get rid of all their stuff. But we fixed the server and stuff, but we did lose stuff. So yeah, I like the forestmaze.txt account on Twitter. He said they're kind of making a time capsule, and yeah, sometimes they point out stupid stuff that happened or things that would be seen as negative things that happened, but it's always in good fun. It always seems like in jest. So yeah, I think it's cool. I've liked their stuff. I think it's funny. I think it's cool that the Discord server itself has a Twitter account, or a Twitter account is actively watching it and posting stuff. That's cool. I never thought I'd have a YouTube channel, let alone a YouTube channel that has a big Discord server, let alone a Discord server that was popular enough to have a Twitter account dedicated to it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool extension of all that we've all built here in this Discord. PapaGeno's, if Mario himself came to your house and personally asked you for your help in defeating Bowser, would you help him? And if yes, what strategy would you employ to ensure Bowser's defeat? The strategy I would definitely help Mario. Though I'd be terrified to actually go up against Bowser as a real human being. I think I would just be killed instantly. So my strategy would be, I'll hang back and watch, and we can hang out after. But Mario, the plan is you're Team A, and Team A is going to go fight Bowser. Team B hangs back, watches, and then is there for moral support and hanging out afterwards for victory party. That would be the plan. Because I think Mario can fight Bowser on his own. He's done it many times. I would probably die. I'm gonna die. I can't jump 5 times my height into the air. Papa, what's your favorite Angry Birds game? I have played very few Angry Birds games. I think I downloaded probably the original on my phone. I played a decent amount as a phone game while I was sitting around in waiting rooms for places, or whatever, bored at my house on the couch playing it. I never got that into Angry Birds, but probably the original one then, because I don't think I played any of the other ones, if there are other ones. Wasn't even aware of it. Were there any other plans or ideas for new content you had in mind after the end of Ultimate DLC, besides the Nickelodeon AllStar Brawl, multiverses, and general Nintendo speculation? Of course. Yeah, I had lots of ideas. I mean, over the last few months, I put out a video or two a month. I'm trying to get better than that. I think the last 3 days I've done a video every single day. I don't know if I'm going to do videos every single day, but I'm going to try to do multiple every week here, like I was before, try to get back on track. But yeah, when Smash ended, I had a lot of ideas. I had maybe I'll just become a streamer regularly, which I still kind of want to do, and somehow I can never get into the regularity of streaming. It definitely needs a schedule. You have to be I stream this night, and this night, and I have to just lock into that and start doing it, because otherwise I stream a game and then I plan on streaming another game and I never do it, and months go by. So streaming was one thing. I was thinking about doing hypothetical character movesets, like characters that didn't get in, do movesets for them. But I have no idea how I want to format videos like that. I feel like other people out there on the internet are better at that stuff than me. Like, I understand that my niche is explaining rumors and leaked information. I've carved out a niche in that, and I, not to toot my own horn or not be modest or whatever, but I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Like I have my way of doing it, and I think it works just fine. Whereas making movesets for characters, I'd probably have to draw pictures of the movesets. I'd have to, I don't know. I feel like other people on YouTube are probably better than me at it. So maybe I'll do it once or twice. Maybe I'll do it for like Geno, because I really want Geno. I have it in a notebook, and I wanted to do that since Smash ended, or since Geno got deconfirmed. I kind of was like, oh, I'll make a Geno moveset video at some point. Still haven't done it. So that was one I wanted to do. Anything else? I mean, I could go on to other games. Like if we get the Nintendo Direct and Tears of the Kingdom, it's like super hype in this Direct, and there's enough information to make videos and stuff on it. Not that I totally switch over to being a Zelda themed YouTuber, but that's going to be the game that I'm personally super hyped about and thinking about all the time. So I'd maybe start making Zelda content. I made a few Zelda videos in the past, but I could start doing that and lead up to Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm open to anything, any ideas that work. I just feel like character speculation, so the platform fighter games that have characters from a pool of characters coming in, Nickelodeon AllStar, Brawl, and Multiverses, just fit really well for the channel. And general Nintendo speculation, I've always been sprinkling into my videos, because every time there was potential Smash leaks, there was also Nintendo Direct potential leaks, Nintendo information leaks that could mean a Smash character from that series or something. So I just went with what the channel was already doing after Smash ended, and have continued forward with that. But I am looking to post more. I am looking to do more. So streaming's obviously an easy one to add. But yeah, I could do more things like that. There was probably more ideas I had that I'm just not thinking of right now. Game reviews. Game reviews was another one that I thought. I have a huge collection of old games. There are a ton of old games that I played a bunch and have fond memories of. And I know people like hearing retrospectives, my personal history with this game, or a review of it, or even a new game that comes out I could review it. The only thing with reviewing new games, which I have done a little bit, Legend Arceus, I put out a little review on it. The Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3, I put out a review. That one I actually got the game early and stuff, and was able to do a review through the company, which is great. That's the only thing with reviewing new games, is I feel like other people get the game early and their reviews are going to come out the day of, and by the time I get the game, play the game, have thought about it enough to review it, it's like a week later. Not the worst time to put out a review, but I feel like, again, it's kind of like with the moveset thing. There's other people out there who are going to be able to do it better. With game reviews, other people are going to be able to do it better than me. But retrospectives on games, or reviewing old games, or just saying how I feel about a game, if I feel strongly about it, even if it's new or whatever, I could definitely do that more often, because I like that stuff, and I have interesting takes and things to say about games I like. All right. Hey, PapaGenos, if you ever wanted to do a Halloween stream and play horror games, whether it be fan games or published games, which games would you play? Personally, I would probably play some classic arcade machines like Sinistar and Berserk that had horror stories told around them. I don't know if I know those games, or if I do, maybe I'm just not recognizing the name. Maybe if I saw the picture, I'd recognize the game. Yeah, I could do something like that. I mean, I know this was probably asked because Halloween was coming up, but I know people like watching people do horror games because you can play them late at night in the dark, film yourself as you play it, or stream it, and something scary happens and you jump, and it's fun to watch somebody getting scared of a game. Amnesia, I remember playing that in the dark in my room on my laptop in bed when that game came out, and that was spooky and fun to play. That's the game that comes to mind, but I'm cool with whatever. Like, I'll play any horror game, stream any horror game, anything like that. Fortunately, Halloween has passed. Maybe if I get streaming at a more regular thing, then next year in like September, October, we could do some horror games streaming, if I can make that a regular thing. PapaGenos, for my birthday, 6/13, can you play Slendy Tubbies 3 for me? I have never heard of that. It'd be tough for me to lock in a game I've never heard of, because I don't know what that is. Maybe. Private message me, direct message me, DM me, whatever. Remind me when your birthday is coming up, and Potentially, if I'm not doing anything and I'm feeling generous, I may play Slendy Tubbies 3 for you. We'll see what happens. PapaGeno's, what's your opinion on hit game puzzling problems? What's your favorite track from it? Mine's the one that uses marimba. I don't hit game puzzling problems. I don't think I've ever played it. I don't think I've ever heard of it. I don't know. I don't know the soundtrack. I don't have a favorite because I don't know it. Hey, PapaGeno's, I have a big question for you. Do you know what Oomphy is? And if you don't, then I will show you a picture of the icon of Oomphy. Be sure to give your honest opinion, please. Picture of Oomphy. Oomphy is some anime girl in a looks like the postman. Looks like a female version of the postman outfit from like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask with the hat and stuff. That's my honest. What was it? What do you know? I don't know what it is. Give my honest opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is it a GIF? Does it move? She waves. She's cute. She's a cute little anime postman girl. I don't know. I don't have much more opinion than that. I don't know where it's from. Hey, PapaGeno's, have you ever felt like peeling your skin off? I was thinking about that this last night. Just hear me out for a minute. There are worms underneath your skin. Peel it off. Peel your skin off using utensils. The worms are coming to devour you. Peel it off. Peel your skin off. Peel your skin. Peel your skin. There are worms. There are worms in the 8 worms. The worms. There's worms. Skins. I mean, when I get a sunburn, it is kind of fun to peel the skin off. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like when you get a sunburn, or you get like dry skin and it's like flaking off, it feels fresh when you peel it off. Okay, I know it's kind of gross, but like, come on, everybody's on board with me on that. Come on, if you're not, you're lying. Peeling the skin off from like a sunburn feels good. Feels good. As far as worms being under my skin, I need to peel it off, and I'm like going insane. No, I don't think so. What's 9 plus 10? 19? I guess. I think. I'm bad at math, but I'm thinking it's 19. Papa, do it. Jiggle. Is that... Like my lips kind of jiggled. Cheeks. I can't really jiggle more than that. I mean, I could like flash you guys my shirt and jiggle my belly, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. Except for maybe Burnt Toast does because they asked for it. I don't know. Okay, well, I jiggled. Hey, these are getting weird, man. These are getting really weird. Hey, PapaGeno's, do you like these animals? Is it a monkey? It is a monkey. Is it macaw's monkey? How long is this? All right, yeah, it's just monkeys. They're cute. Yeah, I like monkeys. Like, they're cool and cute and stuff. I am a little, like... I've never really been, besides in a zoo or something, I've never really been around a monkey. I've never had a monkey crawl on me. I've never had, like, a chimpanzee near me or whatever. I have read some horror stories about, I think, chimpanzees and, like, definitely, like, baboons and stuff, like, ripping people's faces off or pulling their arm off and stuff, and that freaks me out. So even if there was, like, a domesticated monkey, I know they, like, I don't know, is it, like, showing your teeth, or there's like things you can do, or like staring them in the eyes that like piss them off, and they like freak out because they have their own society and structure for what those those things mean, and we're so similar to monkeys that like obviously we can kind of do the showing our teeth or staring them in the eyes or whatever, and they read it like another monkey doing it. That kind of freaks me out. So, well, I do think monkeys are cool. I think they're cool to like. I'd love to watch whatever. I think I might be actually pretty afraid if I was near a monkey. I probably wouldn't be too keen on like just hanging out with a monkey for too long. I'd be freaked out. The thing might like hurt me. Though if I had to take a chance between hanging out with a chill monkey that I might accidentally piss off and it'll kill me, or being in that arena with the bear that I have to fight, I'd choose the monkey, because I think the monkey's generally chill. I could probably get along with the monkey. I would bring a banana, share the banana. The monkey would probably like me after that. Hey, PapaGeno's, can you please say, hello, everybody, my name is PapaGeno's, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested in mass, and I saw that Yamamash Yammy Mash. Yammy Mash played it, and he said that it was really, really good. So I'm very eager to see what is up. And that is a terrifying animatronic bear. I read it. I don't know if that's what you wanted me to read it, but there you go. I read it. Hi, PapaGenos. What is your favorite musician or band and why? And I guess related question is, what is your favorite genre of music and why? Favorite genre of music is probably like punk music. Like I said, late 90s, early 2000s punk music was like my high school experience. And I love the Tony Hawk Pro Skater game soundtracks. Musician or band? I mean, I tried to say that before. I tried to explain before. I'm sure there's a decent amount of music that I like if I was able to sit down and think about it. I'm trying to film this all in one go. But honestly, I always just had other people tell me what bands they like and stuff, and I listened to that, and if I liked it or didn't like it, I keep listening to it. I definitely have favorite band stuff, but it is not the thing that I easily pull out from, like, it's not like movies or video games where I can instantly have a long conversation about something. So yeah, I don't know what my favorite is. Gear grub or fun? I don't know what that means. Fun, because I like fun. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Do. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea. Hey, PapaGenos. Who is your favorite Undertale Deltarune character? I'm not big on Undertale. Like, people love Undertale. I'm not big on it. It didn't, it's cool. It's decent. I think maybe because I already played, like, Earthbound and Mother 3, and I never could get into Homestuck either. Like, everybody loved Homestuck, and I know, is it like the artist from Homestuck made Undertale? Toby Fox was somehow involved in Homestuck, right? First, before Undertale, so I don't know. I'm not ragging on it. Like, I played it. It was pretty good. I haven't played Deltarune, but I played Undertale. It was pretty good, but Sands, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't stick with me as much as other people. It's like, it was okay. It was okay RPG thing, but I felt like the quirkiness of it, I felt like I had already played in other RPGs. I have a feeling a lot of people, the quirkiness was like the first time they played a quirky RPG like that, so they really, really liked it. And then, like I said, Homestuck. I tried to get into Homestuck because I would go to conventions, gaming, anime, whatever conventions back in the, 2005, 2012, like in there, and it was like everybody was cosplaying Homestuck characters. So I was like, this is big. I'll read this. So I tried to read the online comic for it, and I got hundreds of pages in, and the characters I saw everybody cosplaying, I hadn't even seen them yet, and I didn't even know what was going on in the comic. I was trying to figure. I was like, I don't know. This kid's house is like another dimension. I don't know what's happening. So I have no idea how people could invest the time to read hundreds of pages into Homestuck to end up liking it enough to cosplay and get super into these characters and draw all this fan art and stuff. I've that whole thing was baffling to me. Undertale makes a bit more sense why people like it and stuff, but I'm still baffled at how much people like it. People really like it. All right. Hello, Papa. If one day you woke up and your whole body was made of wood, just like Gino, what would be the first thing you'd do? I would probably just stiffly lie there because I don't think there's anything else I could do. What's up, Papa? What's your favorite video game character of the day entry, and why is it number 15? Oh, man, if that was like a thing that was going on back then, obviously I can't check what number 15 was. I guess because I just love number 15. Number 15 was perfect. It was the perfect video game character of the day. It was the best one, easily. I don't remember. Hey, Papa, if the Fortnite battle bus crashed into the bottom of the ocean and you were the only person to save them, will you save them? Can I easily save them? Do I have to swim underwater and, like, open up the bus door, which I don't even know if you can. I think you have to break the window and have them swim out as the water pours in. It's tough, man. I would, if I could save some people, if this is like real people's lives, I would save these people's lives if I had the ability to do so, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about saving people from underwater buses. Kind of reminds me of the Simpsons episode where I think it's actually called, is it Das Bus? Is that what it's called or something like that? It's the bus goes off into the ocean and all the kids get trapped on the desert island. But there's a part where the bus is like it's sinking underwater. Hey, Papa, on a scale of 1 to 10, how based are the Vidya Bros? That's like that other Discord server that tends to just troll people. I guess they're 10 out of 10 based. I don't know. I don't want to piss off anybody there and have them go after like doxing me or trolling me or whatever those guys get into. Hey, PapaGenos, do you like my face reveal? This is my face reveal. Hi. Hey, you're a kitty cat. It's cute. Yes, I like your face reveal. You got a cute face. You cute kitty cat. If Wario asked you if he could take you out to come to the prom with him, would you say yes and make him a happy Wario? I mean, it'd be weird to go to prom with Wario, but if I got to hang out with Wario for a night, watch his dance moves and stuff, sure, yeah. I mean, would I honestly like give up the opportunity to be like, oh, dude, I went to prom with Wario? Oh, no, he's real. Yeah, I met him. Yeah, I went to prom with him. It was cool. Obviously. So, yeah. Thoughts on the Mario and Luigi RPG series? Do you think there'll be more games despite the developer, Alpha Dream, bankruptcy? I love the Mario and Luigi RPG series. I thought it was awesome. I actually like the Mario and Luigi games better than Paper Mario as far as like a spiritual sequel to Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga felt like a spiritual sequel to Mario RPG in the way that Paper Mario felt like they took the series in a totally unique and different direction. Paper Mario is still good, but yeah, Mario & Luigi's games are more what I liked about Mario RPG felt like it was in the Mario & Luigi RPGs. I would love to get more. I don't know if we'll get any because the developer, like you said, went bankrupt. But yeah, I would absolutely love to get more if we could. Obviously, I'd prefer Super Mario RPG 2 in the style of the original Super Mario RPG, but the Mario & Luigi games were the closest thing we got. I mean, the first one, Superstar Saga, did have a Geno cameo real quick. I wish it was more of a direct sequel or felt more like it was actually in the Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars universe than its own thing. But yeah, those games, in my opinion, they're the spiritual sequel. I know a lot of people who worked on them worked on Super Mario RPG, the Super NES original one and stuff. So, yeah, but I'd love to get another one. Definitely love to get another one. Are you interested in the upcoming game Fraymakers? Mildly interested. It's a cool crossover platform fighter game. But it's indie characters, right, and stuff. I think it just came out now. Actually, at this point, it's the one with Octodad and stuff. Yes. It looks pretty cool, but the roster's kind of small, and I could get speculating indie characters, but the indie character, it's so hard to speculate indie characters because that really has to do with like what company or what person is like, yeah, you can use my character. So I'll have to play Fraymakers. I'll have to see what I think of it. I still haven't done that. It looks cool though. It looks cool, and it's definitely obviously within the vein of what I like, platform fighting games with lots of characters in it. And if this one it becomes the indie game Smash game, then cool, awesome. And then I would potentially cover it too if characters start rolling out for it and it becomes a game that's worth covering and speculating about. Worth speculating about is probably a better way to say it than worth covering, because I'm sure lots of people out there will cover the game. What do you think of Mexican food? Any food dishes? I'm not huge on Mexican food. Like my friends love Taco Bell and stuff like that. I mean, I'll eat a burrito. I can eat a taco. I like tortilla chips and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not my favorite though. I'm not opposed to it though, but I have other people who absolutely love Mexican food. I can take it or leave it. Hello, PapaGenos. Would you like to see Jaro, the Starfish Robin, in the hit 2022 video game Multiverses? Sure, I would love to get Jaro. I know a lot of people really want Jaro. I think Jaro is a pretty funny DC character. It'd be cool to get in the game. Personally, I'm not a diehard Jaro person. I know some people are. But yeah, I mean, I'd be cool to get him. Can I do a little dance? There you go. Did my dance. Have you thought to maybe do gaming leaks as a whole rather than focusing on a single game or genre? Might be nice to just get some regular uploads of you talking about other franchises and the like. Yeah, I've considered that. I mean, the last video I put out before this one was Nintendo Direct potential leak, which had some Nintendo game leaks. I wouldn't mind doing general leak stuff. It's just, the only thing is that it seems like almost every day there are a lot of leaks. If I branched out into just like everything that's going on in the gaming world for rumors about games and stuff, and so many of those games I just don't have the expertise on. I think I'm decently well versed in gaming overall, but I don't play everything, and I don't know enough about everything specifically to have good insight into some rumor, whether or not it's going to happen for some game I barely know anything about. So when rumors and leaks and stuff pop up for things that I just don't know that much about, I mean, I could do the research, but at that point, I think keeping up with them would end up being like I'm basically just reading some article that I read online and giving a lukewarm, half-assed opinion about it, which I wouldn't want to do. So Nintendo rumors and stuff, I can do that because I'm well versed in Nintendo games. And I can do other games if I care about them, if there's rumors and stuff for other games. I would love to try to do more often content. That might be what I try to do from now on here. I'm trying to be more regular. I just did 3 videos in a row. This will be my 4th day in a row if I put this video up today. So perhaps I will start just doing, not trying to be so niche with what I do, but branching out more often into just, hey, I like that game enough. I understand this rumor, this leak, so I'll make a quick video on it, do shorter videos on just, single pieces of news and information that day. I could do more stuff like that for sure. I think what's kept me away from it is that I feel some responsibility once I start covering something to cover everything that happens with it. It's also why I kind of get bogged down sometimes and don't put something out for a while. Like kind of what happened with Multiversus stuff. I had so much to say that I have these big, long, half-hour to hour-long videos that I need to get done, and they take like I have to sit down for like a full day or two to get them done, and if I don't have that day or two to get them done, then I don't feel like doing anything else after that because I feel a responsibility to get that out. And I feel like if I start covering too much stuff, I'll feel too much of a responsibility to cover all this stuff if it happens, and that'll be tough. Like I did a quick video on that Grand Theft Auto leak that happened, but I don't plan on necessarily, once Grand Theft Auto rumors and starts rolling out, I don't plan on doing a bunch of videos on that forever. That leak just seemed like a major leak, and I obviously do leaks and rumors stuff on this channel. So it would be tough for me to start, like, to do a video on some rumor of some game and then not continually cover that game as it continues to come out. It's just a weird balance. It's a weird balance. It's this weird, again, responsibility thing I feel. Once I start covering something, I feel responsible in covering it till it finishes out, till it plays out, to some extent anyway. So it's easier to do that with just Nintendo stuff. But yeah, potentially I will try to branch out a bit more, but maybe keep it games that I'm at least well versed in or interested in following and stuff. What's my favorite scary movie? The Shining, which might also be my favorite movie of all time. Shining is a very, very good movie. Lots of cool in-depth stuff to pick apart with it. It's a fun watch on its own. I've seen it so many times, and still, if I watch it alone, it doesn't, I wouldn't say it scares me, but it gives me a creeped out feeling. Like if I'm alone at night and I put on The Shining and I literally sit there and actually watch it, on in the background or something, it really does unnerve you. It gives you a creeped out, spooky feeling. So I think it might be my favorite movie ever. I also really like The Thing, though I count The Thing more as sci-fi. It's sci-fi horror, but The Thing is also a great movie. And there's other horror movies I like. I like a lot of movies. Hi, PapaGeno's. What's your main in Smash? These days, in Smash Ultimate, I main Banjo-Kazooie. My original main was Kirby. Little Mac, once he showed up, I made Little Mac, even though he's not that great. But I've never been much of a competitive Smash player. I'll play in a tournament here or there, like locals, for fun. And if I practice a bunch the week before, I'll not make a fool of myself. I might, win 2 matches, then lose 3, and come in say there's 30 people, I might come somewhere in the middle in the teens or something place. So, yeah, that's been me. I'm not the biggest Smash player, so who I main tends to just be the characters I like. I play more Smash for fun with friends in more of a party game setting, more often than not, to be honest. Though I have, again, played competitive Smash. The thing was, when I worked at that retro game store, we did Smash tournaments every Friday and Saturday, and so those were our locals, our weekly locals, and I was working behind the counter and kind of help run the Smash tournaments to some extent. When we had big tournaments, I would occasionally compete in them, so I'd take my matches, but I was working generally when the scene in my town was happening. I was very involved with it, but I was also the person running the store while it was happening, so I could only put so much time into practicing and playing. Whereas everybody else, would maybe be the type who would work their 9 to 5 job the whole week, and then Friday night and Saturday night they have off and they come to the store to play in those Smash tournaments. So mine was the reverse of that, where I was working during the hours that other people were practicing Smash and stuff. So generally, a lot of people in my scene got decent or whatever, whereas I lagged behind over time because I wasn't putting that time in because I was working during the time to do that. My brother got really good because my brother didn't work there, but he come every week and play. So he's good. He was the type who could not always win, but he could, and I think a few times probably did win like a locals tournament. Like every couple months, every week we do Smash games, but every month or two we do like, okay, this is the tournament. My brother would at least place highly, like top 5, top 3, or win the thing. Yeah. Whereas if I played again, I'd probably fall somewhere in the middle at best. If I practiced up. If I didn't practice up, I'd maybe just get my ass handed to me. All right. What kind of demons that you summoned? What kind of demons that you summoned? I try not to summon no demons. I don't really want to mess with that stuff. Whose Papa is you? I have no children, so I am Geno's Papa, or I am the speculation community's Papa, something like that. Hello, PapaGenos. How much mischief do you cause on a daily basis? A decent amount, I'd say. I don't know. I mean, on a daily basis these days, I sit around my house so often these days that, like, I probably don't get in that much mischief. In my younger days, when I was more, like, going to school and stuff, I was a mischievous man, for sure. Definitely did some wacky stuff. Trespassed, did some stuff that you shouldn't do. Around, whatever. I was young. So yeah. But so on a daily basis, I don't know. Not as much as I used to these days. Not as much as I used to. What do I think about Steam Deck? It seems cool for people who like that sort of thing. I've never been one for like I don't emulate games that much. I've done it before, but I don't do it that much. I'm not big on I'm not a big PC gamer guy. I don't do too much PC gaming. And if I did, I'd probably just play on my PC. I do like handhelds. Like one thing about the Switch is that I tend to actually play and finish the games on my Switch because, I can bring it anywhere. Not so much that like, I can bring it on a trip with me or out to the store or something, but more like I can have TV on in the background. I can be cooking breakfast. I can be, I'm going to go to bed, but I'll play my Switch in bed for a little bit. I can just have the game playing. I don't have to sit down on my couch, turn on my television, and play a video game and dedicate everything to that. I can be kind of playing a game in the background while I do some other things. So Steam Deck similarly lets you put games on a handheld that you can do that with. So I think it's pretty cool. I haven't actually held one. I know looks like the joysticks are a little high up, so I don't know if that would feel good to me or not. So I'd have to actually play the thing. But I mean, it's cool. I'm not someone who's like dying to get one though. I'm not like, if I had the opportunity to get one, I'd probably do it, but I wasn't going out of my way to buy one or whatever. I'm not looking to drop that kind of money. I'm fine with the Switch for now. PapaGenos, do you yield? Is that like we're dueling and you're asking me if I yield, or do you mean like when I'm driving, do I yield for traffic? It feels like I need to say I do not yield. Otherwise, it's like I'm defeated, right? I do not yield. PapaGenos, if you were forced to handle a gun and kill either Geno or Gizmo, who would you kill? Wow. Jeez. I mean, I like Geno a lot, but I feel like Geno would. I mean, he's like a star spirit, so he'd probably be like, shoot me, doesn't matter. If it was shoot him enough to kill him, so like shoot the puppet body until it's like nothing, I guess. He'd probably still be okay with that because he's like a star spirit, so he'd be like, all right, you destroyed my corporal form, but I'm just back to my star spirit self. He'd probably forgive me if it was like I have to do that or I have to kill this cute little mogwai who won't understand why I'm shooting it and it will just die. So yeah, I'd probably go with Geno, even though obviously I like Geno better. Hi, PapaGenos. Thoughts of hit indie game released in 2018, Celeste? I haven't played Celeste. Heard it's good. Haven't played it. So my thoughts are, I need to play that one. Hey, PapaGenos. Do you think my cat is cute? Pictures of awesomest cat ever. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Is that like a filter with the flowers, or those actual? It looks like those actual flowers on the cat's head. Cats are cute. I like the cat. Cute cat. Hi, Papa. Are trans rights human rights in your eyes? Yes, they are. A supporter of LGBTQ plus everything. Definitely an ally. I'm a cisgendered male straight guy, but yeah, I totally support trans rights completely. I have trans friends. My cousin is trans. I totally support trans rights. I have nothing more to say on it than that. It's human rights. So yes, of course I support it. All right. Hi, Papa. Will the Crossing Guardian from Kick-Ass 2 get his own spin-off movie? Probably not. I would hope we get Kick-Ass 3 at some point. But I doubt Crossing Guardian will get his own spin-off movie. Maybe if I had infinite money, like the person earlier asked what I would do with that, maybe I could make my own Crossing Guardian movie. Though I feel like if I made my own movie with infinite money, I'd probably make something other than Crossing Guardian. But hey, if they asked me to do a spinoff, I'd do it. If they asked me back for Kick-Ass 3, I'd do it. So yeah, it would be cool. Hello, Papa. What do you think your favorite Pokemon is? I answered this before. It is Scyther. I like Scyther. Scyther's my favorite. Hi, Papa. Do you think they will make a shonen-themed platform fighter, or will Goku come to an existing platform fighter? They'll probably make shonen-themed fighting games. They've already done that. I don't know if they'll make a platform fighter for shonen stuff. They could, but it'd probably be a Japanese game, and I feel like most Japanese game companies are pretty cool with letting Sakurai run Smash and not make clones of it. But I don't know. I mean, if they made one, it'd be cool. If Goku came to an existing platform fighter, I think probably has the best shot at multiverses. Seems like the one that would fit Goku the best. I'm fine with multiverses branching out as much as possible, just because it's already so wacky with who it incorporates. So, yeah. I feel like if Goku got in a platform fighter, my guess would be multiverses. He has the best shot. If Shona made a platform fighter, it would be cool. But I'm not banking on it happening. Hey, Papa, is the Salamander coming? I don't know what the Salamander is, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Yo, Papa G, are you any fun Halloween plans this year, and what's been your favorite costume you've worn? Ooh, that's a tough one. So, obviously, this was all posted back in October, but my Halloween plans this year, my mom did a little Halloween party for, like, my cousins, and my family and stuff like that. I helped her decorate our house. Usually I decorate my grandmother's front lawn, like big time, every Halloween, because there's a middle school like across the street basically. So the kids walking home from middle school see it, and then I get a lot of traffic during Halloween. But I didn't do that this year. I haven't done it in a couple years actually because of COVID stuff. But we did a indoor party thing. Some of my props that I use for the yard were put into my mom's house for just a little family party. And then I went trick-or-treating with my friend and her 4-year-old son, who went as Mario. She went as Luigi. It was really, really cute. He was Mario with the Mario Kart. There was like an inflatable Mario Kart. So I went trick-or-treating and then went to my mom's Halloween party. That was where my Halloween plans last year. As far as what I'm going to do next year, I don't know. And favorite costume I ever wore for Halloween. I don't know. I've worn so many costumes because I used to like cosplay stuff a lot and whatnot. I have a lot of cool costumes. But one Halloween costume that specifically comes to mind, just because it was really funny. I don't know if you guys remember the website back in like the early days of the internet, early 2000s. I think it was like Robert the Ninja or something like that. And it was about how this guy like was a ninja and he loved ninjas and talked about how awesome ninjas were, and he hated pirates. It was like pirates and ninjas are natural enemies or something like that. Well, me and my friends told our friend Mark that we were going trick-or-treating. This was like in high school. So we were like, this was like junior year of high school or something. We were like, yeah, we're all going trick-or-treating this year and we're all going to be pirates. And then we all dressed up like ninjas, and when Mark got there, he was a pirate, and we were all ninjas, and we like tried to attack him, and it was goofy. It was just this whole prank. So that might have been my favorite like thing we did Halloween costume wise, or at least it comes to mind. But I have other good Halloween costumes for sure. I did Alex DeLarge from Clockwork Orange one year. This year I just did my Little Mac costume because I just have it lying around. But I've done so many. In most years in the past, since I've been doing the Halloween setup at my grandmother's house, I usually just throw on some spooky stuff, like a spooky mask and a black cloak, or I'd put on like I'd have like a a winter glove, like Mish gloves that didn't match. And then I put on like a mask, and I put on just like a ratty old sweatshirt, and I put like leaves in it and different shoes, and I'd like lie there and act like I'm fake. Other years it'd just be a mask. I'd just put some like really creepy outfit together, and I'd like, whatever, scare the kids that way. So mostly it's been scary costumes for the past like 8 years to a decade or whatever it's been since I'm doing the spooky thing. But before that, some of my cosplays would be my Halloween costumes, and sometimes lots of just random stuff. When I was a little kid, actually, I went as Link one year when I was little, and this was like before Ocarina of Time was out. I went as Link one year, so that was pretty cool. Back in the day when Nintendo Halloween costumes weren't something you could go buy in the store. I had to make the hat and make the tunic and everything, get a cheap plastic sword. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely a lot of cool costumes over the years. I'd have to look back at all of them to pick an all-time favorite. Hey, PapaGenos, what new type of Pikmin do you think will appear in Pikmin 4? Oh, I don't know. I'd love to see like orange or green or just like other colors would be cool. I know there was some concept art for Pikmin 3 that had, I think they were like tall and slim green ones that they called parasitic Pikmin in the concept art. So if their gimmick was like you throw them onto a creature, and then like if you get enough of them on the creature, you can then like control the creature to some extent or something. That would be so cool if they implemented that. Frankly, though, I really just want them with Pikmin 4 to do all the Pikmin types that we have. I don't want them to not have like purple and white. Like 3 didn't have purple and white except in challenge mode. And that was disappointing to me. I know purple's pretty overpowered, but just balance it. Just like make them not overpowered. Make them, I don't know, the same attack power as red or something, but they have more weight and they can carry better. But they don't do the stun move or something. Like just change it up. So yeah, I would balance it out, or have them be like purple and white, but they only exist underground in the dungeons, and bring back the dungeons. I don't know. I'd rather see every Pikmin. If it was between adding new Pikmin or having the full, how many are there now? 3 original, rock and pink, and then purple and white. So if it was having the full 7, and it's besides like the mushroom ones and the zombie mushroom Pikmin or whatever. If it was between having the full 7 that we already have and getting new ones, I'd rather probably just honestly get all of them back and have a game that has all of them incorporated into it. But ideally, we get all 7 back plus some new ones. Hey, Giga Chad, honest question in all history of Smash Bros. Reveals, well, since Ultimate, your reactions had to be the most possibly calm out of everyone, even during Geno's deconfirmation. But the real question here, what Smash character would exactly make you go absolutely bonkers, so much out of your usual self that you'd flip out? And in case there's nothing in Smash Reveals that'll make you go like that, then what do you so deeply desire to be ever announced on a future Nintendo Direct that you'll sorry to read, that you'll make you react almost the same way? I mean, Geno getting revealed would probably make me flip out because I'd be so happy about it. I definitely do have a calmer just demeanor with reveals and stuff like that. I feel like so many people that do reactions are hamming it up a bit. I don't know anybody in real life who actually starts screaming and throwing stuff or whatever when something like exciting happens for them. I think the most people really do is like a gasp and like yeah, like that, and that's the most I ever do because that's my honest reaction to stuff. So yeah, I mean, Geno might if Geno happened just because of all the build up at this point with the channel and everything, that might actually get me like tearing up or like really flipping out, reacting. I don't know if there's much else that could do that at this point, because it has to be something so personal to me and something that I'm aware isn't just about getting the thing in the game or whatever. It would also be the whole everything else surrounding it, the long journey of getting Geno, people that I'm sure would be like congratulating me afterwards, and the like what it would mean to all us Geno fans across the whole scope of everything. It would be like this big event, and I would know the significance of it and the personal significance to myself that I'm connected to it, that it would probably hit me hard. But yeah, otherwise, if it's just something I think is really cool, the reactions you've seen from like Banjo is probably the most legitimate reactive. This is awesome. You'll get out of me. I wish people were around when Little Mac got reacted. I wish I had filmed that or something. I was in the common area of my dorm at college at the time when Little Mac got revealed. I was just alone on my laptop watching it, and I had a huge grin on my face. I was like super excited, but I didn't have anybody around who to get excited about it with me. Hi, PapaGeno's. Fun question. Do you follow the official Forest Maze TikTok account? I don't have a TikTok. I am 35 years old. I don't TikTok. I have a friend who is on TikTok sometimes, and they'll be on their phone, and sometimes when they come over, I'll be, what are you doing? They're like, TikToks. I'm like, I'm not a 14-year-old girl. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get on TikTok. My little sister, who is a high school aged girl, is on TikTok all the time. She loves TikTok, and yeah, I just make fun of her for it. In a nice brotherly, making fun of people for being, young and into things that young people are into that I think are lame. Hi, PapaGenos. I subscribed to you right after Kazuya's reveal, and you became one of my favorite YouTubers. I like how you aren't overly goofy, and your content doesn't feel forced. You're just a normal dude who likes Smash. You feel like an easy dude to talk to. I hope you make it to 1 million subscribers before the next Smash. That would be tough. Maybe when the next Smash happens, because... Let me finish what you said here. Sorry for the intro. My question is, who is one of your favorite smaller YouTubers? Okay, well, let me say first, thank you for the kind words, and thank everybody, actually. I don't know if I said thank you to everybody who posted everything. Maybe I'll say that at the end here. Yeah, it'd be great to get to 1 million subs. I'm working on 50K and then 100K would be cool first. But if Smash came back, I could see the channel doing really well. Simply because I made the channel after the E3 of Everyone Is Here. I made it like a few days or the weekend after that or something, because I was so into Smash, and I thought I was so into the Smash speculation, and there's a whole reason for making the channel. I've said that in other videos. I'm not gonna repeat it here, but I kind of thought at the time in the back of my head, maybe it's too late to do this. Like, I didn't know if the channel would actually be able to blow up, because I was like, there's probably other people out here doing Smash content that are more established. So, I was a little hesitant to think that the channel would actually ever go anywhere and be anything more than a way for me to make some theory videos and then post them on Smash boards in video form. So yeah, I was a little shocked that it blew up. But now this channel is established. When Smash returns, I think a ton of people will flock over to the channel, and that in turn will get a lot of views, which will have it hit the algorithm and get on a lot of other people's radar that are looking up Smash stuff. So I could see the channel hitting high numbers if Smash came back. Like, I think very quickly, numbers on YouTube definitely snowball. So if I can get to like 50K or around above 50K, somewhere in there, which is about, I think, 5,000 more before Smash happened. But hopefully I'll get more than that, because I feel like I get 5,000 about every year or so. I'd probably go up about 5,000 on average at least. But if I could get that before a new Smash got announced, I feel like the snowball effect would really hit the channel, and it would potentially go from 50 right to like 100 quickly, because Smash would be so hype, and there'd be such a need for Smash rumor and leak YouTube channels, and I know people would go to mine for that new Smash game right off the bat, instead of having to establish the channel, and then by the time the channel was pretty established, it's like the game's out or it's just DLC time. So yeah, it would be really, really cool to get a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but 1 million seems ambitious. But yeah, again, if Smash came back, I think I could get from 50 to like 100 pretty quickly, and then when you're at 100, I feel like it can snowball from there too. So it's just about being a established channel in the right moments, or being the channel people look to at the right time for when things happen. Anyway, the question you asked, what's my favorite smaller YouTuber? I don't know. To be honest, I don't watch many YouTube channels. I don't know who my favorite smaller YouTuber is. I don't know if I really watch any that would be considered smaller regularly, or at least none are coming to mind. So I don't know. I don't know what smaller YouTuber channel I would say is my favorite here. There are certainly good ones, and I sometimes feel bad because there are some people who put in more effort than I do, better at editing. I feel like they have a better even personality and stuff like that, delivery of stuff. I suck at making things concise. I ramble on. Even when I write a script, I ramble on. There are YouTube channels out there that are great. I think they're more quality than mine, and they just don't get noticed for whatever reason. The algorithm doesn't pick it up, or whatever, not there at the right time. There isn't a niche that they need to fill because there's other people above them that are already doing it, so they just never grow into those channels. And I feel bad about that. So there are smaller YouTube channels out there that I can't appreciate, but none are coming to mind that are like I regularly watch, because there are very, very few YouTube channels I regularly follow. I kind of just here and there will watch something. So I don't know if I could say a small YouTube channel is one that's like, oh, that's definitely my favorite. All right. Want to play Fortnite? Not really. I don't really like Fortnite. I've said this before. Not a big Fortnite fan, so not really. What color is your Bugatti? I don't have a Bugatti. Isn't that guy? I don't know his name. Didn't he get he went to jail, right? Probably not while this when this was posted here. But yeah, that's the dude. I don't know his name. I don't know. He's like I'm a manly man, so follow me to find out how to basically get chicks by being a dick. It's one of those guys, I think. That's my understanding of him. But he got arrested for human trafficking in Romania or something, because I don't know, what's the climate activist girl's name? He was trying to show off against her because she's liberal and he's right wing or whatever, and his pizza box got seen. I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a Bugatti. I have a Toyota Corolla. That's my car. My dad has really nice cars. He always has very nice cars. He trades them in every year or so. He's gone through some nice cars. I'm not a big car guy. And my Toyota Corolla is silver. It's a silver Toyota Corolla. Hi, PapaGenos. What is your most anticipated video game coming out in the next 2 years? Tears of the Kingdom, which hopefully we'll get news on very, very soon here. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Ocarina of Time is my all-time favorite game. Breath of the Wild I really liked, but I felt it needed to have more Zelda stuff, like dungeons. It needed a few Zelda staples kind of put back into it. I felt like Breath of the Wild felt like a amazing beta version or demo of a system to make the all-time perfect best Zelda game. So I'm hoping Tears of the Kingdom is you take Breath of the Wild and you build that all-time best Zelda game in that that formula, that world. So, and then put back the things from the classic Zelda formula to make it that way. Put back a little bit of linearness into the game. It doesn't have to be totally linear, but stuff like dungeons and key items that can then help you unlock and get to places you couldn't before. Stuff like that I think is good in the Zelda formula. So many people say Breath of the Wild is like the first Zelda. It's most like the first Zelda. It's the most like the first Zelda in the fact that it's completely open. Nothing blocks you from going anywhere. But the first Zelda did also establish getting items that can then get you places you couldn't go before or do things you couldn't do before. So there are roadblocks in the game that as you acquire more items, defeat more dungeons, you can then further explore more. Breath of the Wild kind of dropped the ball on that. You can just run to Ganon right away. That's cool, but if we're boiling down the Zelda formula to its bare basics, it still needs dungeons, and it still needs key items, and it still needs roadblocks. So I hope Tears of the Kingdom has big and open and can basically go everywhere, but I want to be blocked out of certain things, and I want to have to go to certain places to get things to then be able to open up those other things. That, to me, is better than just being able to go everywhere, because it means that I can be exploring and I can find stuff that's I gotta write on my map where this is, because I gotta come back to it, because I'm not gonna be able to do it now. Or if I get a key item, I gotta be sweet, I gotta re-explore where I explored before, because I might be able to do something I didn't before. That is, in my opinion, open world Zelda. That's what we need. So it's funny that there was such a, I don't know, backlash to Skyward Sword, and there was all these videos I saw out about how when Zelda goes linear, it's it's not the Zelda formula anymore. I'm no. Zelda has from the beginning established some linear stuff, some do this, then that stuff in the gameplay, and it's cool to have that because I get excited about getting an item. It's more fun to explore if I can find an item that can then let me explore further than it is if I can just explore everywhere, but I'm never going to find an item that's going to be exciting in the way that getting one that could let me explore further would be. I mean, part of the reason the Great Plateau is the best part of Breath of the Wild is because you slowly get power-ups. You get the Sheikah Slate runes or whatever they're called, So then you can do more things as you get them. And then at the end of it, you get the glider, which then lets you go to that new big area that you could see, but you couldn't quite get to yet. So that whole part has that getting a new move, getting a new move, getting a new move, getting the new item, and getting further and further and further as you do that. If you can do that in the whole open world, that's going to be more fun than me just exploring around and finding a Sheikah Shrine. I can get more heart containers or stamina from this. Another enemy camp. It's a cool weapon, but it's going to break. Like, it was fun exploring, but I never could get as excited because the weapons break, or it's not a key item that's going to unlock more of the game for me. There was very few things that did that. There was like the climbing gear, the Zora outfit, but those are like some of the coolest things you get. The Master Sword. So I want more of that. Add more classic Zelda into the Breath of the Wild formula. Mostly Breath of the Wild formula with some classic key items, dungeons, some roadblocks mixed in. And I think you have like the perfect Zelda game. So hopefully that's what we're getting. So what the heck was I answering here? Most anticipated video game next year. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, definitely. Hopefully we get news on it soon. Hopefully it's that all-time perfect Zelda game. Do you still think Super Mario Odyssey 2 is in development? I have no idea. Wasn't there like a Sonic Frontiers leak that was pretty on point that also had somewhat tied to Mario Odyssey 2? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's still happening. Initially I thought we'd get DLC with like Delfino Island and stuff, and then that didn't happen. So then it was like, okay, well maybe they're just going the Galaxy 2 route and they'll do an Odyssey 2. But we still haven't seen that. I feel like they probably want to get through the Mario movie before they announce the next Mario game. Maybe they'll announce the next Mario game in like a direct soon here. But obviously it would happen after the movie and stuff. I feel like Mario right now, they're just very focused on the movie. But getting Odyssey 2, I'd be totally happy with that. I don't know what else you do with 3D Mario. I don't know how you make something that... I don't know how you make something other than an Odyssey 2, some, veer left course, something different with the Mario series. And like, I don't know where the series could go. I guess, what was it, Bowser's Fury had a semi-open worldness to it. That was actually really fun. I beat it in like a day or two. Just sat down and played it for like 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it was, and beat the whole thing. But it was fun for what it was. But it felt like a little mini version of potentially a bigger game. It was like a test. See if this works. Maybe we'll make a bigger Mario game in that vein. That would be cool. Be cool with that. Hi, PapaGenos. I was wondering which Smash Bros. Character reveal trailer were your favorite? Like, not who the character being revealed is themselves, but the trailer itself. Think about that. We had a really good reveal trailer. And the K. Rool and Banjo one always comes to mind. I think that was probably the coolest Smash Ultimate moment because it was like... I love the fake out into the character was great because it was such a... I don't want to say like it was ripping on like the speculation community and stuff. Like, it's this character, no, it's not, and whatever. That was just great. That's the one that usually comes to mind. The actual reveal of Smash Ultimate, like where it was Splatoon stuff into Inkling's eye, seeing the fireball in the sky and stuff, was fantastic. Like, that really got me excited because I was watching it and I didn't realize it was a Smash reveal till afterwards. I'm trying to think of some of the older ones that I thought were really good. Palutena's was awesome because it was like anime looking, and it had Link in it. And I like, after watching that, I want a Zelda anime done in that art style. That would be incredible. Like, give us a Zelda cartoon done the way the Palutena trailer was done, and there you go. That is what Nintendo fans want. Nintendo, do that. All right, what's up, Papa? What is your favorite leak or Smash leak of all time? Oh man, a Grinch leak, I guess. Probably Grinch leak. It helped the channel blow up. It had awesome characters on it. I heard about Banjo during it, or because I was covering it. If someone came to me and was telling me about Banjo or whatever. Everything about it. It's funny. I like the fact that the Grinch is now forever like part of Smash, Super Smash Brothers. Like, you can show Smash fans a picture of the Grinch and they like, oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, easily the Grinch leak, just for its notoriety and everything. And I like leaks, like whether leaks happen or don't happen and stuff like that. Like the Rayman leak that happened for Smash 4 and stuff. Like, I love leak culture and just the speculation culture and community and stuff. I love that stuff. So Grinch Leak was a huge part of that. It's funny. Okay, do you twerk? I don't. I do not twerk. No. I've expressed that I am older, and twerking was something that came after my time. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not is an instrument either. It's no, Patrick. Mayonnaise isn't an instrument, and then no, horseradish isn't an instrument either. Can you hit the gritty for your country? I don't know what that means. I don't know what a gritty is. The country's America. I don't know. Is that some weird slang? Like I don't know what people are saying. I don't know this. I don't know. I saw some popped up on like Facebook or Twitter earlier where somebody got like in trouble for like they like said something about like a TikTok post or something that they were like that's pretty great, and like the TikTok post was actually about like domestic abuse or something, but the person used nothing but like Zoomer slang TikTok words. So the person who said like they liked it or whatever thought they were literally talking about whatever the slang words like usually are. So like slang's gotten so weird. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe I'm just a crotchety old man, but back in the day, which is kind of slang right there, I feel like the slang at least kind of like fit for what you were talking about. A lot of the internet slang, like it's like so like an inside joke, or it's so obscurely weird how it like happened. So like it's not clear what it means. Like was it no cap or whatever? Like it doesn't really. Doesn't that come from like Discord stuff too? I don't know. I'm so out of the loop. But like when I think of no cap, I think of somebody who isn't wearing like a baseball cap. So I don't know. I don't know how it means what it means. like back in the day, when it was cold out, it was mad brick out. I remember brick meant cold, but bricks are cold. Like so, it made some sense. You could make the connection. You can understand why that's what it was. I don't get new slang. Do you think Mario RPG 2 is possible since the creator said he wants to make a sequel of Mario RPG? Yeah, the creator of Super Mario RPG said that they would like to do a sequel if they did like a final game. They'd like to do it. That'd be awesome if Nintendo and Square let them do that. Nintendo and Square seem to get along well enough these days. I think that we've seen there's a community who wants Geno for Smash, at least loud enough for an obscure character from a single RPG from back in the 90s to be talked about among the greatest video game characters of all time that people want for Smash. So I imagine Nintendo and Square are at least aware that a Super Mario RPG 2 could potentially sell well. And if the creator says he wants to do it, yeah, I think it's totally possible. I don't know if it will ever happen, but is it a possibility? For sure, yeah. And I think they could be pretty smart to actually do it. Hey, PapaGenos, you mentioned a few times in the server that you'd be interested in doing movie reviews sometimes for the channel. When do you think that's something you'll look into doing? I think Forest Maze and your viewers would get a really cool kick out of it. And what movies would you be on your short list to review? So, yeah, I'd love to do movie reviews. Like I said earlier in this video, I used to work at a Hollywood Video, which was like Blockbuster. It was a movie rental store. I'm a big movie cinema guy. I've always been really into that stuff. So I'd love to do movie reviews, or it'd probably be movie analysis is actually what I really like, is movies that exist and you kind of pick apart either scenes or overall stuff to like show the theme that runs throughout the movie or a theory that goes throughout it. Kind of similar to the theories and stuff we come up with for which characters are going to be in Smash. You can kind of take a movie and be like, I think this movie is actually about this, or I think this is something the movie's trying to say. I think this is a theme of the movie, and then you show all the things in the movie that kind of relate to that, or what's really going on in the movie, or how the director maybe wanted to say that, or what the real purpose of this in the movie was. I like stuff like that, so I would love to do movie reviews and stuff. I've always just been, it's kind of similar, I think somebody asked earlier if I would branch out and do rumors, like general rumors and leaks and stuff for just every game that's out there or any game that's out there. Similarly with movie reviews, I just don't want to alienate the viewer base too much if people are here for character speculation and leaks and rumors and stuff. If I start doing movie reviews, they might be really cool. I think I'd be pretty good at them. I think I have some cool ideas for them. But some people might be like, I'm not interested in that, and maybe not like the channel as much, unsubscribe. I don't know. It's just I'm a little wary of dipping into outside content. But if I were to do movie reviews or movie analysis or movie content, two ideas I have for some movie videos that I want to do. One is a Pulp Fiction video I wanted to make for a long time that is about the I don't want to give away what the theme is, the thing that I'd like to point out, but it has to do with potentially the meaning of the briefcase, which isn't anything that profound. It's kind of what people already think the briefcase is, but it makes more sense, I think, when you think of it from this perspective, or this with this theme of the movie in mind. So a little bit about solving what's in the briefcase, which everybody likes to talk about with Pulp Fiction, and also talking about a scene where I think I understand what this scene is saying, whereas everybody else I've ever seen watch the movie thinks the scene is like a mistake, or it's the scene where John Travolta's character, Vincent Vega, is taking Mia Wallace, Uma Thurman's character, out to Jack Rabbit Slim's, and they pull up, and he says something about like you want to eat here, like sure you want to go here, or whatever, and she says, yeah, you should love a place like this. Don't be and she draws with her hands like that, so it's like don't be a square, but she draws a rectangle, and everybody that I've ever seen says, like, why is it a rectangle? They screwed it up, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, you know, there's all this stuff or whatever. I just always see people do that. But I think there's a very purposeful reason why she drew a rectangle. And I think it relates back to the briefcase, and I think it relates back to the entire theme of Pulp Fiction. So I'd love to do a video expressing my theory on all of that. Would be awesome. The other movie that I had a pretty cool theory for that I'd like to do a video on sometime was the Coen Brothers remake of True Grit. And I wanted to do a movie going over, I don't even know what to call it, the language in the movie. It's more like it's not the grammar, it's like there is a theme going on in that movie where the little girl character, she speaks very properly, and she actually talks her way out of a lot of situations. And then you have Rooster Cogburn, and he mumbles, and sometimes you can barely tell how he talks and stuff like that. And there's a theme going on throughout that movie, with characters talking, how their speech is, what's going on with their lips and with their tongue, and with everything going on with that whole realm of stuff. That is really interesting, and I would like to make a video going over all that stuff. That's another one that I'd like to do. So yeah, if you guys are interested in movie content, I may one day do that. I'd probably start with the Pulp Fiction one because I think it's a really cool thing, and I've never seen anyone ever, anywhere, make the interpretation of the don't be a square, but it's a rectangle thing that I saw it as within the theme of the movie. I think that would potentially be a very well-received video that I think people would, especially because so many people want to understand the briefcase. What's up with the briefcase? And again, it all relates to that. So I think it would be a good video. All right. Hey, PapaGeno's, what are your thoughts on the hit 2005 show called Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island? I have never heard of that, so I have no thoughts. If you could give any game brought to the modern systems, whether remastered or remade, without needing to worry about licensing issues, excuse me, without needing to worry about licensing issues and whatnot, what game would that be and why? Probably Mario RPG, I guess, comes to mind. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is another one I'd love to see like remastered, or just I'd love to see that series revived. Those two come to mind, big time. Mario RPG because it's just so forgotten, and I really want Geno to be relevant again and everything. And then Mario RPG would do so well if they did the Link's Awakening remaster. Remake art style, because it's little like clay figures or whatever. It's perfect for Mario RPG's style and look and everything. And then Zombies Ate My Neighbors is just one of my favorite old games that I wish it had become a whole genre of games. I love the gameplay of it, love the thematic of it, everything about it. So I'd love to just see it. I'm always looking to get that series revived in some way. Hello, good sir. I was wondering your thoughts on the vibe of the 70s with disco and all that, and do you feel like movies and TV shows would talk about that era more rather than 80s or 90s? So 70s has some awesome movies, I will say that. As far as disco and the fashion of the 70s and stuff, it was like my dad and mom's era. I think they were in high school in the 70s. So, yeah, I'm not a hugely knowledgeable about 70s stuff. As far as 80s and 90s go, I was born in the 80s. Huge fan of 90s everything culture. I love the 90s. Total 90s kids are the best guy over here. But I think the 80s are really cool because a lot of 80s stuff. Things were just so much slower before the internet. So, like, even though I was more growing up in the 90s, so many movies and TV shows and toys and video games that I played were all 80s stuff because I was born in the 80s. Like, it was all 80s stuff that just was still in people's houses, still on the store shelves. Everything was slower. Like, movies didn't get announced and then everybody was talking about them online and then released and then they're on, they're streaming or on DVD or something a month later. Like, it was like, you got a trailer for a movie when you saw a movie, and then maybe a year or two later, the movie came out, and then a year or two after that, it came out on VHS. And that was true of like everything. Shows would come out, and they just rerun for like a long time. It wasn't like a show was on; it was only out for like 3 years. Stuff reran like throughout the whole 90s, into the 80s, into the 90s and stuff. Everything was slower. Everything was, when a video game system came out, a lot of kids didn't know what day does that come out. Not everybody knew. It was just kind of like, oh, I saw it in the store. Everything was way more like somebody saw it in the store and then told you about it, and then you went and found it. Like, that was how everything worked back then. So everything was slower. So yeah, I love the 80s and 90s. That's definitely my era. 70s, the movies from the 70s are very, very good. I'm a big fan of 70s movies. But 80s and 90s is more my style. Though I think movies are still good in 80s and 90s big time as well. I think it's like somewhere in the 2000s movies drop off. I mean, there's some pretty good stuff in the early 2000s. The Matrix is 99. The Lord of the Rings movies are early 2000s. Like, I think it's like 2001, 2, and 3 or something for Lord of the Rings movies. And there's been some good movies over the last 20 years for sure. But movies overall as a medium has dipped in quality. It's much less about artists making interesting new ideas and much more about making remakes of things they know are going to sell, superhero movies, which I'm a fan of, but it doesn't need to take over all of movies. And especially with COVID and stuff, a movie theater actually in the town that I went to college in, I just heard this morning is closing at the end of this month, which is sad because I used to go to that movie theater all the time. So, yeah, movies are not as good as they used to be, and a lot of the best movies are like these days are like released on Netflix or some streaming service or something. Or the best stuff is like it's like HBO shows and stuff. It's not even movies. So or television shows like Better Call Saul or Game of Thrones before the end of it, and stuff like that are kind of the better cinematic experience than a lot of movies have been. I mean, we still get good movies, but yeah, I prefer the stuff from pre-2000 stuff. I think is generally better. Hey, PapaGenos, if you had to rate Toru Adachi from Persona 4 Golden from 0 to 14 using the pH scale, acid to based, what would you rate? I don't play Persona. I haven't played Persona games, and I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei games. I said that earlier that I'd like to get into those. Someone asked me what games I'd like to get into. I'd like to get into those. I have a few of them. I think I have Persona 4, but I just need to play them. Just haven't done it. Hey, Papa, hope you're doing well. Who/what would you say is your biggest inspiration, influence? It can be for anything. I'll just go for YouTube stuff. I don't watch that many YouTubers, but Angry Video Game Nerd I think is he's my favorite YouTuber. He was like the one YouTuber that I followed consistently. I haven't followed him too much in the last few years or so or whatever it's been, but I followed him consistently for a long time, and I think he is. I don't know if underappreciated is the right word, but he is so influential to so much of what YouTube and gamer YouTuber culture has become, being basically the pioneer of this medium of whatever you want to call it, this medium of media, of YouTubing, being a guy with a big game collection who reviews and shows off games and says his opinions about movies and blah blah blah, and he's a reviewer and everything like that. So much of that comes from him, and so much of everybody out there on YouTube and streaming and everything, I think owe a lot to James Rolfe kind of pioneering this whole thing that is video games online. I mean, maybe it would have happened without him organically, just because it's something people definitely want to watch, and there was never a TV. I mean, was it G4 or whatever? But there wasn't. Growing up, there was video game magazines, but there wasn't like video game television or video game movies too much. There's a couple obviously made of out of series and stuff. But to have the gaming culture go from, people making the games to just kids and word of mouth on the playground to magazines and then to the internet and then the internet into video on the internet, YouTube and stuff like that, to then streaming and stuff. I think James Rolfe is really instrumental in one of the big leaps that happened there. So I'd say he's very influential to me, big influence of mine for doing this stuff. Hey Papa, what kind of music do you listen to usually? Favorite band? Someone asked, I did like 3 times, and I've basically said I'm not that much of a music guy to have like an all-time favorite. Like I have a very broad range of music that I like, and I'm just not that into music to be like, oh, these are my favorite. This is what I really like. So I feel like once I do that, it really like defines me in some way, and I just am not. I don't think my musical taste defines me. My musical taste is too broad to say these are my favorite ones. Maybe that's the best way to say what I've been trying to say every time this has been asked. Favorite bands / artists, genres, or albums. Personally, I'm a rock and hip hop guy. Myself, Red Hot Chili Peppers and Kendrick Lamar are 2 that come to mind for me. That's cool. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers for sure. Definitely a fan of them. I like some hip hop. My brother is more into hip hop. He likes, I like the stuff that he listens to, like Deltron, A$AP Rocky, some other hip hop stuff. I really like The Streets. If you've ever listened to The Streets, is like this British guy. I love his rap. I was super into his rap when I was in high school because he was so out there and stuff. I need music in front of me. Like I said, I have good encyclopedic knowledge of movies that I like, good encyclopedic knowledge of video games that I like. When it comes to music, I gotta even think of The Streets at all before. And I'm sure there's other stuff that I really like that is cool and obscure and neat, but I gotta sit down and think about it or look at what albums I have and stuff to give you guys a good answer there. Hello, PapaGenos. Do you like root beer? And if so, what is your favorite brand of root beer? I actually don't really like root beer. I don't really like soda or root beer. I'm not a big alcohol drinker. I mean, I will for like partying purposes, but I'm not the type of guy that like goes to the bar for a good ale. Or I really like the hops in this one. Like that's not me at all. I just if I drink, I'm drinking to get drunk, and I don't really like the taste. And then root beer and soda and stuff, caffeinated. I don't drink coffee, all that stuff. I drink juices, sports drinks. I don't drink like Monster, Red Bull, or anything like that. Juices, sports drinks, water, and milk. It's pretty much. I'm way more of a drinking milk, drinking orange juice, apple juice. Powerade, Gatorade, water. I'm more of that. When I drink something, I like it to be refreshing generally. I don't find soda and carbonated beverages refreshing. I don't find most warm. Like I'll drink a hot cocoa in the winter or something, but coffee, I'm not a big coffee fan. Like I said, my very first job was at a coffee place, and the smell of coffee made me think of going to work, and I just was completely turned off to coffee after that. And then, like I said, I was never a soda, root beer guy. Just wasn't for me. Hey, PapaGenos, could you say Meow Skulls and Cuddle Team Leader are the best skins in Fortnite? Thank you. Meow Skulls and Cuddle Team Leader are the best skins in Fortnite. I don't know anything about Fortnite. I played it a little bit a long time ago. That was it. Didn't hook me, and it looks kind of bland to me. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. Okay. Do you think that Camelot's next project is another Golden Sun game, a new IP, or another Mario spin-off title? I would love for Camelot's next project to be Golden Sun. Love another Golden Sun game. So I'm going to say I hope it's a Golden Sun. I don't know. I have no idea what it is, what it's going to be. So I'm just going to say I hope it's Golden Sun. Hey, PapaGenos, how many chimps do you think you could take in a fight? I mentioned this earlier that I actually think monkeys are like, if I was actually around one, I'd be pretty freaked out that it could like rip my arm off or rip my face off. I think maybe one if I get a good like kick to its face, or I'm somewhere where I can pick up a rock or have some sort of weapon or something like that. I don't think I could fight very many chimps. I think they would rip me apart quickly. Anything beyond one. I mean, if I have some sort of weapon, I might be able to take a decent amount of them. If I have, I'm pretty good with a sword. I have some sword skills. I did quite a lot of fencing, kendo, Iedo, Aki-ken, which is Aikido's kendo stuff. Lots of just self-taught, looking stuff up online. I was way into sword fighting stuff, and I'm still. I maybe need a little practicing. My wrists are probably a little rusty at this point, but I'm pretty good with a sword. So I had a sword, I'd probably fight a whole bunch of chimps. If I'm just me versus the chimps, one maybe. Again, if I can get like a good kick in or something, or surprise it or something like that. But otherwise, I'm dead. If there's more than one, definitely dead. Me against one, I don't even know if I'd bet on me. I'm just saying I might be able to take it down. Hey there, PapaGenos. What is your opinion on Paper Mario and the Origami King? Yeah, not as good as old Paper Mario. Hey, PapaGenos, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Phone's ringing here. Oh, I gotta stop it. Oh, all right. Well, we're almost done, so I'll get to my phone in a second. I have no idea how much wood a woodchuck could chuck. We're gonna say 17 wood. Hey, PapaGenos, if you could make work on a game, what kind of game would you do? Either revive Zombies Ate My Neighbors, like I said, or I would make that driving game I talked about earlier. So I'm not going to repeat all that here, but I'd either revive Zombies Ate My Neighbors, make a new Zombies Ate My Neighbors, or make that horror-themed, supernatural, driving at night game. Hey, Papa, how does it feel to be an honorary member of the #Clem Nation? It feels good. It feels right. It feels right. I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. But I guess I'm an honorary member. All right, I can't scroll anymore, so I got to move out of the way of these ones. Hey, Papa, do you think you could defeat the entire server in a fight? Again, maybe if I had a sword. If I have a sword and nobody else is armed, I might be able to kick some serious butt. People would have trouble getting that sword away from me before I could do a lot of damage. I mean, or a gun, obviously. But why would I do that? If it's just a hand-to-hand combat. Nah, somebody I'm sure out there is better than me. I know some fighting stuff, but I am not in the shape I used to be in. And maybe if you gave me some time to get in shape and get ready for the fight, I might be able to take a couple people down if it's one at a time. If it's group versus me, I'm done. If I have a sword, though, I might be able to hold my own for a while. Hello, PapaGenos. Even if everybody else has a sword, too, I think I could hold my own for a while. I don't know if anybody else out there has some good sword skill, but I'm willing to put money on myself against somebody else in a sword fight. Hello, PapaGenos. I hope you are having an outstanding day. If Raindog was real and someone threw a grenade at him, would you tell Raindog to throw it back? I would tell Raindog to throw it away. I don't know if I would tell him to throw it back at the person who threw the grenade at him. I don't really want anybody to die, so yeah. All right, well, that's the whole Q&A. Cool. I don't know how long that took. A couple hours probably, so I'll upload this soon. Sorry it took me months to get this done. I'm going to try to be more consistent with videos. And thank you, everybody, for giving me these questions to read. I hope you guys enjoy it, whether you're in the Discord server or not, whether you left a question or not. If you're part of the Discord, thank you for being part of it. If you're an admin or mod, thank you for running the Discord and making it such an amazing thing. As I've said time and time again, I don't have the time to really run the Discord or do anything with it, so totally all the credit goes to the admins and mods for everything with the Discord, and for all the people in the Discord, making it what it is and everything like that. So yeah, thanks again for the question and answers, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to PapaGenos!
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.